They make sure that the family members of Hart awardees are given college scholarships. So many times our country has failed our veterans, and that is an absolute travesty. People like Folds of Honor step in and make sure those families are taken care of. We owe everything we have as a nation to our veterans and our active duty military, and they make sure those families are cared for with college scholarships. And now they've even expanded into first responders as well. So if you want to help, come by, have some fun with us, 4 to 6 next Wednesday night. 1 week from tonight, enjoy some great food at Walk-Ons and make a great donation to our friends at Folds of Honor.
Yeah, 4 to 6 next Wednesday, Highway 28119, Tattersall Park, Walk-Ons. $2 bottles, $3 16-ounce drafts all day, not just when we're there, all day long, benefiting our friends at Folds of Honor of Alabama. Thank you to Walk-Ons, and thank you to Budweiser, Bud Light, Adams, and the fine folks there for supporting Folds of Honor like they do every year. All right. Couple of other things in college football. July 1 coming up, a big commitment date for five-star corner, DB five-star, Joshua Dobson, down to 4 schools, Texas A&M, no particular order, Texas A&M, South Carolina, Michigan, and Auburn.
Weird South Carolina in there. That's interesting.
5 stars, big guy to get. Hey, you know your team's going to have a bad year when you finally get alcohol sales in your stadium. This year, alcohol sales in your stadium for the first time ever, Jack Trice Stadium at Iowa State. Gone is Matt Campbell. Gone is Rocco Beck. Gone is about 20-plus players.
Yeah, gone's a lot of wins, so you got to numb the
pain.
Numb the pain with some cold beer.
And then we end
I'm surprised they didn't have it before.
Me too.
It seemed like one of those crowds.
And then we end with what was debated to be a trash story or not. And this one is, I only know the headline. For the rest of the story, Forrester is going to jump in and tell us about the renovations at Citadel on their football stadium.
Okay.
And what they have uncovered as they get ready to
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Man, we got so much college football to talk about on the show today, and Mark Schlereth is going to be with us in hour number 3 to talk everything that's going on in the NFL. In the NFL, we'll get to some stuff in a moment here. It was a bad day for Donald W. Reynolds as well. We'll tell you why. And a lot of changes in college football rules. But the story that has been dominating my mind, my text thread, and a lot of thoughts and prayers has been Terrion Arnold, absolute friend of the show. But the story that has moved over the wires, old reference, over the ticker, as Lance likes to say, about Terrion Arnold's arrest has left a lot of people just in awe, shock and awe.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, such a good kid, such a promising future. And now, I mean, he could potentially be facing life in prison.
Yeah, innocent until proven guilty, obviously. He denies these accusations.
Yeah, there's obviously got to be some substance there. Facing multiple felony charges, arrested yesterday in Tampa.
I've got the rundown from the Tampa Police Department.
Yeah, go ahead.
And this is from Ari Miroff, who covers this beat down in Tampa, from the Tampa Police. Police say this all started after Terrion Arnold and several others had property stolen from an Airbnb Arnold had rented in Largo in early February. Investigators say Arnold believed some of the eventual victims were responsible, even though police later determined they were not involved in that theft. On February 3rd, police say Arnold and Bakai Hilton, who investigators say helped coordinate the alleged setup, directed DeVell and Randazzo to contact one of the victims and lure them to an apartment in Tampa. Around midnight on February 4th, investigators say the victims arrived at the apartment. Once they entered a bedroom, police say Williams and Hudson, who had been hiding in a closet, jumped out, grabbed the victims, held them at gunpoint, and attacked them. Investigators say this incident was streamed to Arnold, Hilton, and Freddie Hughes while they were traveling to the apartment. Tampa police then say there was a group chat involving the defendants and that Arnold and Hilton gave directions through that chat while the attack was happening. About an hour later, police say Arnold arrived at the apartment with Hilton, Hughes, and another person, and that he directed them to go inside while the robbery was still going on. Investigators say property was stolen from the victims during the attack. At around 1:40 a.m., police say the victims were escorted out of the apartment by armed suspects and forced into their vehicle before leaving the scene. Police say DeVal, Williams, and another individual then got into the vehicle that was being driven by Arnold as they left the area. The victims later reported the incident to Tampa police.
So Terrion's side of the story has always been, I wasn't heavily involved in this. I knew about the situation.
But you're sitting out the text and you're driving the getaway car.
That's what the police now say.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the prosecutors will argue.
But
Terrion, you said you weren't involved. You were on basically a FaceTime, orchestrating this deal. You were in all the text, and you were driving the getaway car. That's what they're going to argue, it appears. And it is going to be incumbent on Terrion to prove that that wasn't the case. And boy, I hope my gut instinct is wrong on this.
Yeah, I don't know where this lands. I mean, you hear life in prison, but
that's the maximum, obviously.
Yeah, but you also hear, guys with this kind of talent and this kind of money can kind of maneuver their way out of situations like this. I don't know. The NFL is going to get involved.
It wouldn't blow me away if the Lions just straight released him, because on the field he's had issues as well.
Has.
He's not been great on the field. So,
and this is the way you get out of a contract if you're the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I mean, there are optics involved, like, again, innocent until proven guilty, but this is not like this is a player that they're like, man, we cannot play defense without Terrion Arnold. He has at times been a liability for them. He's committed a lot of penalties. On the field is obviously the least important of all this, but my point was, when you said the NFL getting involved, like, I wouldn't shock me if Detroit just straight released him. That wouldn't be the most shocking thing. Well, it certainly wouldn't be the most shocking thing in this story.
This all happened yesterday because two of the individuals that were involved in the incident took plea deals to lessen their time in jail to flip on others involved, which included, according to the Tampa police, Terrion Arnold.
Yeah, you want to be if you are going to flip, you want to be the front of the line.
Yeah. That's right. You want to get the most out of it, right?
But, it's kind of amazing. I know talent, we talk about it all the time, always outweighs, and guys that are super talented. I was watching Ghana and England the other day. Ghana's got a player, their best player, was he facing 7 felony counts of rape?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
He was a guy that talked shit the whole time, was putting elbows into Harry Kane.
I mean, I saw the story pop up last night, and I'd honestly forgotten the story. I'd forgotten the story was even out there. And then I saw it pop up last night, NFL player arrested for kidnapping, and I was like, pit in my stomach. It didn't say the name, but I immediately associated the two. Click on the story and read it, and the part that made the pit in my stomach fall even further was that the arrest occurred right after 2 of the accused decided to cooperate with investigators. And I'm like, oh, God.
Well, look, it's easy for us to have a guy on weekly, and we become, I don't want to say friends, but we build a rapport with this guy. But, outside of that, like, I remember seeing him at the team hotel in Los Angeles before they lost to Michigan, and seeing him with his family and how excited, like, he was just running around, taking pictures with fans, came up to us, talked to us. I mean, he was just such a charismatic guy, full of life. You find it hard to believe, but I mean, you brought up OJ the other day. When we heard the OJ news, you're like, OJ couldn't have killed somebody.
Yeah,
Not O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, the public-facing part of Terrion Arnold versus this do not compute.
No,
I mean, that's
but,
what you're
but
saying.
we're all
Yeah.
human,
We are.
and blood boils pretty hot, especially if you're if you're a world-class athlete like Terrion, and I'm sure it wasn't necessarily premeditated, but I guess it was because he sent it out a text. Now, 3 of the co-defendants are female. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I did not notice that. No,
I'm assuming it was a couple, 3 guys, 3 girls. I'm assuming.
I've never known that part of the story. To be
Yeah,
honest
me
with you,
either.
Lance. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just reading a lot of last names.
Yeah, I know. It gets the story gets very confusing. So if I could summarize the story
just
from my
real quick,
understanding.
Ariana Del Val, Jasmine Randazza, and Lindell Hudson were 3 of the
So as I understand the story, the way the prosecution, what they're saying has happened here. Terrion Arnold had a driver, right? He also had an Airbnb. As he goes to leave the Airbnb, he realizes $250,000 of cash and valuables are missing. And he believes the driver did it. That's what they're suggesting, right? So then somehow his buddies, not Terrion himself, they are alleging that he's orchestrated all of this, but his buddies lure the driver to an apartment where basically they jump him, attack him, and he says he didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the story,
The
as I
kidnapping
understand
is confusing when you hear that. Like you think of a ransom note.
Yeah.
And being
No,
kidnapped
but
for-
basically
but
he-
basically, if you hold anybody
Yeah.
for an extended period of
Against their
time at
will.
gunpoint, that
Yeah.
kidnapping is and transport them and all that without their.
Now, is this, on the other side, is this these guys knew Terrion had an Airbnb and they knew there might be something valuable? I don't know about you guys, but I've stayed at Airbnbs before where there's closets that are locked.
Yes.
And some of these closets could be safes. Maybe they were tipped off that Terrion, I don't know why you would keep valuables like that at an Airbnb.
$250,000, $100,000 of cash. I mean,
That's just, what if there's another layer? Was there something else in there?
yeah, I don't
of
know.
value?
I mean, there are a lot of I don't knows in this story, Lance.
Damien, who's one of our black listeners and viewers, and I only say that because of the text he's sending here, because the issue is the black culture believes in street justice versus justice from the courts. You rob me instead of calling the cops, I'm going to rob you back.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate
Yeah.
because
That's what
that
Damien says.
that
Yeah.
only exacerbates the issue
Yeah, right,
as we're
right.
learning. Yeah.
But that does seem to be what happened here.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
does.
if you're Terrion Arnold, if this ends up being true, the best thing to do would have been to.
Yeah.
I'm a Detroit Lions first round draft pick.
That's
I'm
it.
going to call the
I've
police.
got
You're
everything to
representing
lose.
Detroit.
Yeah.
You're representing the NFL. Look, street vigilante. Look, I mean, full disclosure, I believe in some of that stuff, but you legally can't do it.
I would just say
like if you're beating a woman in the old days, in my granddad's generation, a couple of the neighborhood guys would have pulled him out behind a house and beat the crap out
and
of
the
him.
cops look the other way,
and
right?
said, if you do it again, it'll be worse.
Yeah.
Oh, Maddie was telling me. Well, I shouldn't get into this story
Yeah,
too
I was
much.
about to say. Let's
Anyway, she came across somebody that she kind of knows or has recently met, younger girl, and she was down at the bar. It could have been the Floribama, maybe not. I don't know. But she was wearing a bikini, and they're watching music, and a guy comes up and fondles her, and she knees the guy in the junk, and then she gets a little violent with the guy, and she ends up getting arrested.
Jeez.
So you can only
She
take
gets
it.
arrested?
Yeah,
Oh, please.
but there
Not
is
in my courts.
I
Not in
know
my America.
there is a point, though. I mean, apparently, she grabbed the guy's head and slammed it a couple of times against, the floor, which I would think is.
That's fair
That's
game at
legitimate.
that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, there is a point of justice
Don't
where.
blame the tiger if you jump in the tiger's.
That's right.
Tiger's
I
den.
mean, I agree, but this is different level. Terrion's got resources.
Well, back to that. There is nobody in that story. You read a bunch of last names. You educated me that some of them are female. The person that had the most to lose in this whole story was Terrion Arnold.
That's right.
You're an NFL athlete. You're the one that's got the money-making ability of that group. I don't know anybody else in that group, but I'm going to just wager a guess that Terrion Arnold's future earnings potential was greater than anyone else in that group.
that he was paying for the Airbnb,
Yes.
the driver. He was
Yes.
paying for all of that.
Probably greater than that entire group combined, and that's what you have to remember in situations like this. I have everything to lose, and
Just a horrible story.
God, I hope Terrion doesn't lose everything. But man, the minute I read that he was arrested immediately after two of the alleged decide to cooperate with the state, my stomach sank, man. That just That sounds very ominous.
Yeah, and when will the story, just because now you've got more than one, you've got a Henry Ruggs and you've got a Nick Saban, another player, getting arrested, I'm sure there will be some kind of crazy narrative out there.
There will be, which is stupid because how many players did Nick Saban put in the NFL?
Yeah,
and
I
you're gonna
know,
point out
but
too.
you know there will be.
Oh, I know. There will always be.
I mean,
that.
because, Urban Meyer, a little bit different, but, we've got documentaries on that now.
Yeah. So that was the story that rocked us. I'm sure it rocked some of you as well. And
Is Nate Oates going to play him, though?
The old crossover.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
I see what you did there.
I mean, would you be shocked, though, if the Lions cut him? I mean, that wouldn't
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially,
again,
I don't follow the NFL enough to know how upset the Lions were with his play. I knew it had not been.
I mean,
he'd been
stellar.
heavily criticized.
Yeah.
I mean, one interception in 2 years. He only played in 8 games last year.
a lot of
And you had the
PIs.
injury.
He had some PIs.
First year had a lot of pass
year,
interference.
Yeah, first year he got torched a bunch,
Yeah.
which, is kind of understandable in that first year. But, I mean, to your point,
That's sort of the way he did it at Alabama, though, too. Early on when he was on the field.
then he ended up being incredible.
Yeah, he was sort of a detriment to the defense, and then he got to be better and better.
You just don't get that leash in the NFL. And I do wonder, what those numbers are and if Detroit would save a lot against the cap. If they were to get rid of
that's
it.
the whole thing. I don't know what to Jim's point, though. I mean, innocent of proven guilty, but this would be a way to get out of a contract you didn't want to. I mean, if he's in jail, if it's Henry Ruggs situation, it's an easy decision. You cannot play him.
Well, and the state attorney's office said it's going to file that pretrial motion to keep him in jail until the trial starts.
Which was what was alarming to me, which is why it wouldn't surprise me if they cut him, because if he's in jail, that's going to be a long time before that trial starts.
Yep.
That is going to be a long. I mean, they will not fast track that just because, hey, camp's open at the end of July. We need this thing fast tracked. They're not going to fast track it for that, just because one of the guys that's being held is an NFL player.
We'll talk to Mark Schlereth about a lot of on-the-field NFL stuff. And we've got a lot of cool NFL videos before we get to Mark throughout the show. So sit back with us for that as well. The show today being brought to you by the great folks at Hoover Toyota. Tell us about Hoover Toyota.
Yeah, our friends at Hoover Toyota want to remind you, if you're in the market for a car, SUV, or truck, new or pre-owned, our friends can help you out at Hoover Toyota. They got the best inventory out there. Stop in Highway 150. Beautiful location right there. Go see Scott, Kim, Harold, all the fine folks. Tell them the next round sent you. You can always go online to check out more details about that red carpet program. They've been doing it for more than 2 decades. They want to make sure they retain you as a customer for life with their parts and service, the on-site finance department. Go online, go to hoovertoyota.com and check out that inventory right now.
Brooks did a really good job with a couple of graphics that he mentioned that he was working on the list, and I was like, man, I'd love to see that in a graphic, and he put them together, and the list aren't that impressive, but it's good to know if you're an Alabama or an Auburn fan, power conference teams that you've never played. So we've got those graphics out at Next Round Live on all of our platforms. But let's do the Alabama one first. This is power conference teams that Alabama football has never, ever, ever, ever played. For those that are listening, I'll give them to you. Obviously, we've talked Oregon a lot. That's going to be the one that stands out on the list. Others are Arizona, Arizona State, Iowa, Kansas, Northwestern, Oregon, Oregon State, Pittsburgh, Purdue, Virginia, Wake Forest. That's it. Alabama's played a game against every other major conference football team at some point in its history.
Other than Oregon. Oregon's the obvious choice here.
Arizona State for me.
It's Iowa.
What's the question I'm going to ask? I don't even know what question I'm asking.
No,
Other than
Alabama
Oregon.
fans, would they rather do a home and home with what would be the second choice?
What would be the most favorite home and home for Alabama fans? You say Tempe, you say Iowa City.
Yeah. I mean, Tempe, if you're going to party and have fun, but I mean, if you're going for like a little football tradition, a good home field atmosphere, I mean, the Sun Devils, they still sit in metal bleachers.
Yeah, but the Sun Devils as I told Brooks yesterday, it's a uniform game. If they would use the old Sun Devil helmet
that David Pollock had behind him yesterday.
Yeah, but I still think, I was one of those teams every 3 or 4 years, a home game, they could legitimately beat an Alabama.
Heck, LT, I'm an Alabama fan. I don't want to put a possible loss on the schedule.
But I think that would be one of those that you would certainly be like, hey, I've never been to a Big Ten game. I'll go to Kinnick.
Northwestern's new stadium,
in Chicago, but I mean, I think
it's in Chicago.
It would be more about the Chicago trip than going to the game.
No, I would agree with you on that.
I mean, it's fringe Chicago. Let's be honest.
It is fringe Chicago, but it is a new stadium.
You can see it across the lake.
It's like an hour away, though.
You can see the skyline across the lake.
I've been to both I've been to both Tucson and Tempe.
Yeah.
Lawrence is a well, I don't want to say it's a better town than Tempe.
New stadium there too.
For.
Redone stadium in
Lawrence is a fun campus. Though.
Okay, redone stadium, so you're in a nicer venue. I played golf with Charlie Hoyle. He's the UAB golf coach. He and I play golf occasionally, and he's British. He's from England.
Does he coach you in your backswing?
He does not. Great guy, though, but he came to UAB from Iowa. He was an assistant coach at Iowa. And I just randomly the other day, I asked him, I was like, how was Iowa City? He goes, I loved it. And he's British. He goes, it's a great town. He's like, Iowa City is awesome. And he goes, I love Birmingham, but Iowa City is an awesome town. He goes, now the rest of Iowa? Because I wasn't crazy about that, but Iowa City I very much like.
But I think most people from Great Britain, outside of your London and your Birmingham, England, I mean, it's a bunch of small farm towns.
Yeah, but he really liked Iowa City.
So I can see why you would like it.
I've not talked to many people that have spent much time there. So you think Arizona State, Dunaway, you think Iowa would be Alabama fans' second
Iowa
choice.
for LT, Arizona State for me,
yeah.
It is worth noting Alabama does have a home scheduled with Arizona in 2032 and 2033.
Yeah, the Greg Byrne Cup game.
Probably will never happen.
Yeah, I mean, the way these are going, I don't know if we'll see that one.
Yeah, so that's the Alabama list. Let's look at the Auburn list now of major conference teams that Auburn has never played. And it's a better list. I mean, Notre Dame's on the schedule very soon, 2027 and 28, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, but also on there is Arizona State, BYU,
Why do we hate Arizona State in this?
BYU, Illinois, Iowa State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma State, Pittsburgh, Stanford, UCLA, and Utah. So some pretty good games you could get out of the Auburn.
I mean, BYU and Utah both.
I think the only thing appealing about UCLA is if you've never been to the Rose Bowl, this is a chance to go. But a lot of Auburn fans have been there because they played Florida State there. I don't know anything else that's appealing about playing UCLA.
It's a good uniform game.
It is a good uniform game.
Yeah. Notre Dame, obviously the marquee game on this one. After Notre Dame, which one would you want to see?
I would say Utah.
Yeah, I would agree.
A home and home with Utah would be fun.
Yeah.
That seems like a fun
BYU.
stadium. Or BYU. Utah or BYU.
Alabama played BYU at home. They did not make the return trip out there, right? They never.
I do not think they did.
It's like 98 or 99.
It was
a one-off game where they came to Bryant-Denny.
Yeah, it was 98
game,
because if you remember, the weird stuff that's in my mind, Glenn Tuckett was the interim athletic director, and I think he had BYU ties. So I think he worked a deal for BYU.
I just remember I went to that game with our buddy Michael Spisto, and it was hot as hell.
They ran out of water, I think, because, as you are well aware, there was some caffeine issues there in part of the stadium that they could only drink water.
Yeah.
I just remember that story. Like parts of the stadium ran out of water because the BYU fans,
I wonder if some BYU fans, when they get to other campuses, cheat just a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah. I thought you were saying, was that the period of time that it was the Pepsi pour inside Bryant-Denny Stadium too?
So everybody just
drank
drank water.
People were like,
nope. No,
I'll take tea.
Yeah, I think this was just part of the stadium. Was like we weren't prepared for how much water we're having to serve here to this one section of the stadium.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to say the Gene Chizik Bowl?
Iowa State's less appealing now than it used to be.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
No, so
I think Oklahoma State.
Utah or BYU for you.
Yeah.
It's
Oklahoma
just funny.
State would be
Pittsburgh was on
interesting.
both of these lists, and we don't even mention that team.
Nope.
I wonder if it'd be different if they had an on-campus stadium.
And I've heard Pittsburgh's an awesome town, and if you could, if it timed out right, where you could do a double and go to Auburn or Alabama versus Pitt, and then get the Steelers the next day, that'd be a pretty cool trip.
It's on the same field. You could just
That's right.
stay in the parking lot.
And if
Don't even have to go.
Stanford can ever tap into anything, we talk about SMU and their resources. Stanford's got more resources than SMU in the ACC. Andrew Luck is, going to do what he can to revive this program. But you guys remember how good it was from Jim Harbaugh to David Shaw. And but you guys have been to that campus.
Badly underwhelmed.
Yeah. When I watch a game there, I'm like, man, it's got potential. It's got a little charm.
Negative.
Yeah.
Dunaway, did you had the same experience I did, right? At the Stanford campus,
but that
badly
was
underwhelmed.
That was that horrible trip out to Santa Clara for the national championship, so the weather sucked.
Yeah, I don't know what I liked on that trip.
Yeah.
I was fat, needed to lose weight.
Yeah.
Weather was terrible. I was at 240. Weather was terrible.
I was working at no sleep. I think I was probably 216. I can't remember if I was fat or not then.
Yeah, that was the one where we were standing outside Maples Pavilion. Isn't that what the Stanford?
Yep.
And we thought Jared Haas, you remember our buddy Jared Haas was the Stanford coach. Yeah. Well, we looked through the door and Dunaway's like, they're practicing basketball.
Yeah, they were stretching on the basketball
They're
court.
stretching
Bunch
basketball.
of tall white guys.
Bunch of tall white guys. And he said, text Jared, see if he's got his phone with him, and maybe he can let us in when we watch practice. So I text Haas. I'm like, hey, buddy, me and Dunaway are standing outside.
Back door, send a manager
Back door, send a manager out there. So we stand there. Text gets read. No response. I get the read notification, no response. I'm like, Dunaway, you read it.
Don't you hate that, though? Like, I guess the majority of people don't know they have their read
I guess
notifications on.
not. I said, I don't know if he read it. Remember, we're in basketball season now. And his response was, I'm not going to remember the city, but I think his response was, we're in Eugene right now.
Yeah.
It was the men's volleyball team.
New phone who it is.
No, it was the men's volleyball team practicing.
Yeah, it was the volleyball team practicing, men's volleyball, which we're not used to down south. And I think they were
probably much more competitive.
Probably, yeah.
I think they were.
They were in another Pac-12 market.
I think it was down in Arizona.
Maybe it was in Tucson. I couldn't remember the market, but his response was, we're in Tucson right now.
Yeah.
Okay, for $1 million, where does Haas coach now?
Rob Eason, I think, is at Illinois Chicago. That's who replaced him.
No. Gosh darn it.
Do you know the answer?
Yeah.
I'm going to say
he just got the job this year.
I'm going to say he's at North Carolina Greensboro.
Holy shit. How do you know that?
Is that right?
Yeah. I owe you $1 million.
All right.
I mean, there's only 336 Division I jobs.
I knew he'd gotten a job.
The North Carolina
it was
part.
somewhere small.
And, well, the North Carolina part helped, too, because he's got the North Carolina pass.
Yeah, but you could go Asheville.
Oh, I know. They've got a million of those.
Spin-offs.
Wow. That's the second most amazing guess I've made in your life in the last month.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So Lance owes Jim $1 million and Brownie a nut.
Yeah.
Well, I already have possession of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I might as well tap out.
Yeah. That's right. He's only got one nut, and he's $1 million in debt to Dunaway.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'll give you a 90% discount right now. If you pay by the end of the show, I'll cut it. In fact, I'll cut it 95%.
That's right.
You cut it to, I'm bad at percentages, so just cut it by the end of the show.
That's pretty crazy.
Boy, it does fall fast. I mean, back to, we remember a 14 seed, UAB beats number 3 seed Iowa State.
Yep.
He gets all this buzz, and he did a really good job at UAB. Then he gets a Stanford job and just kind of stuck in mud, never really did anything with it.
Yeah, but I'm not sure anybody's going to do it at Stanford.
I almost guessed Liberty.
That would have been a good guess, yeah.
Almost guessed Liberty. More of an upset. The surprise when you said you'll never guess who I'm having lunch with when I got that one right, which was also
out of the blues it gets.
Yeah. That's two now that I've just...
Yeah, the lunch, though, I mean, it would have been one of a... I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Yeah, that was a pretty wild guess for me, too.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Lance's reaction that time was awesome, too.
At least I had a reason for guessing that one. This one was just a lucky guess. I knew he'd gotten a smaller job. Well, there you go. I'm reading height and weight at the local carnival this weekend if you want to come check me out. One more thing to get to here in the opening segment. After LT tells you about the wonderful folks at Crane U.
Yeah, our friends at Crane U want to remind you, maybe you're kind of stuck at a crossroads in life and you're trying to figure out that new career. How about a career in the crane industry? First big step is getting certified, becoming fully compliant. Crane U is here to guide you every single step of the way, from first-time operators to seasoned professionals seeking the recertification. Their industry-leading training programs are built for all experience levels. Backed by a team with over 100 years of combined real-world expertise, Crane U delivers the knowledge, hands-on skills, and confidence you need to succeed in the field. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. It's the one call you make, and you're good. Make sure you go to craneu.com for all the information. That is craneu.com.
All right. How can I say this? I don't want to make assumptions off of video, but I'm interested to know what's going on with Mac Jones right now in his life. Mac Jones is in Nashville at the Tight End U camp and all the festivities, which is a big party, by the way, as well. Taylor Swift, the Kelseys, there's the George Kittle's there. All the tight ends are there. They do this camp in Nashville every year, and there's concerts around it and everything. Well, Mac Jones was throwing to the tight ends at Tight End U. Music's playing in the background. We can't play that for you because of rights fees and stuff. But
Well, he looks awkward.
yeah, just watch him for a little bit here, Lance,
Just trying a little hard to be cool, you think?
and just
Yeah.
fit in.
just I don't know what's happening with
I
Mac.
mean, could be a sativa. I don't know.
I mean, he is,
He's acting goofy.
He is
Goofy as
acting
hell.
goofy.
Yeah.
So
but
that's,
also when you look at him,
pretty quick release still, it looks like.
baggy T-shirt and joggers on, but does he look like an NFL player? to
No,
you?
we have never confused him for an athlete.
Yeah.
You guys remember after the Tennessee win, him smoking the cigar in the locker room, he looked like, he looked 260 with just, a massive, like 6-7 months pregnant.
It just doesn't look like he has any muscle build at all.
He really looks like the awkward dad on the beach throwing the football.
Yeah. Like, who's the actor that was in Holiday?
Jude Law?
Yeah, little of that from a distance.
Well, I think that's with the
glasses
the hair too.
and the hair, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just odd. That's just
No,
an
yeah,
odd
I
odd
mean-
look for a guy who until I saw this video, thought I would be a QB1 again in the NFL.
Well, I don't
Maybe
know.
still.
I don't know how much you guys remember that Thursday night game that, again, it was one of the pegs that cost the Rams home field. But, Mac Jones was absolutely incredible in that game.
And there are a lot of
Do
people.
you guys remember that Thursday night
Yes,
game?
yes.
I've got the numbers right here. He was.
at that point, we were discussing should he start over Brock Purdy?
He was 33 of 49, 342, 2 touchdowns, no picks on the road against the Rams in a 26-23 win in overtime.
It's a pretty good night.
Yeah, and then lost the return game, but he was 33 of 39, 3 touchdowns and a pick. He went 700 yards and 5 touchdowns with 1 interception against the Rams.
Yeah.
Guy's good enough to be a starting quarterback in the league.
49ers beat him that day, right?
They beat them in L.A. They lost the return game in San Fran.
Speaking of the 49ers, your boy McVay is in St. Tropez on vacation.
I saw the video.
And here are the 49er fans trolling Sean McVay on vacation. They get one of those flashing signs with the 49ers logos and the
Are
sparklers
you
going
kidding
off.
me?
And
Yeah,
there's McVay in the middle, and he's having a good time.
Oh, yeah.
with
He's
him,
having
though,
fun with it. Yeah.
He's got his beautiful wife next to him.
Yeah.
McVay
That's pretty
loves to
funny.
get to the islands in the off season. What's crazy is, how long did they know he was there? Did they know he was going to be back that day? It's like they put a lot of effort into this.
Yeah. Well, that looks like one of those signs that you
It can
rent
change
there at the
out.
restaurant. They change it out.
Yeah.
Like
Like if you wanted a
for
Playboy bunny
bachelorette-
on it.
Yeah,
or-
bachelorette parties and things
I
like
don't
that.
know why I went that
I don't know why
direction.
you went that direction. I tell you what, it makes me like McVay more the way he handled that.
That's
He
right.
could have been a complete you-know-what, and he has fun with them. Which,
Yeah, like the people in the green are staff. They work there.
Yeah, I've got a guy that I know in Atlanta that knows, he went to Marist over there, private school. You guys remember he was the high school player of the year over Calvin Johnson, but he still comes back and flies all his guys out and stuff. It's almost like Adam Sandler on another level.
yeah, that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
though, the way he handled that. He's there with his family. He could have been a total you-know-what.
He's best coach in history, and
Yeah.
he's just he's
And
an
the guy
awesome
said he bought him a bottle of champagne for McVay.
How would y'all imagine Bill Parcells or Bill Belichick handles
I don't
that?
think they would get approached.
No, probably not.
Yeah, so a little fun there with Mac and then McVay through the 49ers nation.
McVay threw a WTF out, too, when the guy came out.
Hey, when we come back, some proposed rule changes for college football. We'll talk about that and get into some more college football news. We'll do with the Big Ten what we did with the SEC earlier this week. Locks for the playoffs, contenders, dark horse, and no chance at making the playoffs. And we'll ask the question, is that easier in the Big Ten than it was the SEC? And later on, sign of the times for Alabama football, thanks to Athlon Magazine. All that coming up on the show that's being brought to you today by our friend Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorney.
Shunnarah.com, whatever the legal issue you face, Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorney, is here to help you. Now, you may think that Alexander Shunnarah only handles personal injury cases. That is incorrect. He does handle those, and he's tremendous at handling those, as you may well know. But it goes well beyond that. It's not just personal injury cases. It's bad drug and device cases, fire and storm damage, employment, workers' compensation. The list goes on and on and on for Alexander Shunnarah. That's why we tell you, whatever the legal issue you face, you start with Shunnarah.com. More than $2 billion, that's billion with a B, $2 billion recovered for his clients, so you know he can recover for you as well. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case at Shunnarah.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
The Americans play tonight to wrap up group stage. Nothing really on the line. I'll talk to Tyler about it in a second. But the scenes all over the World Cup yesterday. Mexico rested a lot of their starters and won, and the celebration in the streets in Mexico after finishing group stage 3-0 was unbelievable. Canada advanced on with no problem. Now the Americans will try to do it tonight. The scenes all over. I mean, was it Forrest? Give me Forrester's mic. You've got who? Where is this?
This is Bosnia.
Bosnia. And
that's a party, man.
Yeah,
it's a celebration, not a bombing. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're still technically hanging because we do have those wild cards. You know, you come in. How many third place group finishers will actually get in?
8.
Yeah. So Bosnia has a shot there, and after their win yesterday.
Yeah, but just in the Netherlands on a day off, my friend Taylor, who works at the station up there in Kansas City, had video of the Netherlands fans, and they were all in one big place and celebrating, watching the World Cup. And she pointed out, she goes, the Netherlands are not even playing today.
Oh,
it's not even a match day. And there were thousands of them in this one viewing area watching and swaying and doing everything. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I'm kicking myself in the ass. I had an opportunity to go to that Netherlands match today with Tunisia and in Arrowhead, and I reached back out to the guy that offered me the tickets. I was like, do you still, I think I can pivot and make this happen. He's like, hell no. Those things, immediately, nobody turns down World Cup tickets.
Except you.
Except me.
So he ended up selling them is what you're saying.
No, he gave them to his dad and his brother.
So that's interesting. The World Cup celebration. So tonight for the Americans, they don't kick until 9 o'clock tonight on Main Fox.
And how would you play this? Because you're right. There is absolutely nothing at stake. You've already won your group, but the United States have never won 3 matches in a World Cup, and the momentum you could get going into this, or do you rest your guys?
I rest them all, especially the yellow card guys.
Yes, rest the yellow card guys because you don't want those to carry over into actual knockout play or risk getting a double yellow in this game. And then you've got a suspended player.
Suspended for how long?
One game.
It depends. Sometimes it's a game, and then if it's egregious, like a straight red card, they might go a 2-game
But
suspension.
if I've got one yellow and I get a second yellow tonight, that becomes a red, and I miss the first game of knockouts.
Correct.
Yeah, not a good plan.
Yeah.
And then
but a clean slate after today. You don't carry any of the yellows in the group from the group to the knockout.
And how many guys have yellows right now?
I think 2 of our guys have yellows.
Oh, I thought it was 3. But
okay, for the non-soccer fan that is all in on World Cup, as an NBA guy, or at least in the past, I hate the flopping. I understand you've got to flop at the World Cup, but you don't have to act like you're completely hurt. Does that not drive you guys crazy?
It does.
Because then they'll show the replay, and it's a glance, and the guy is writhing in pain.
But it's less now than it has been.
Ankle with cleats on.
No, Tyler.
Come on, man.
It's not the direct shot. The direct shots I get, 9 out of 10, it's a glance, and you can see it. An elbow to the back, and they fall down, and they're writhing in pain. It's embarrassing. It really is.
It is less than it was because they can now go to the replay and penalize you. They can yellow card you for an obvious flop. But that's happened a couple of times.
So they're trying to get it out of the game.
The egregious ones.
Well, watching Panama and Morocco last night, or Haiti and Morocco, there was a Haitian player that went down, and he was barely tapped, and he rolled around on the ground forever. And I was like, how are they not doing something about this? This is absolutely embarrassing.
If he'd have fallen off a motorcycle, he wouldn't have rolled that much.
No. If he would have gotten shot, he wouldn't have rolled that much.
Yeah. So a whole 6 matches today. Double games. They played the group games on the final day simultaneously. I can't say that word. At the same time. Yeah. Yep. So early on, you've got Ecuador and Germany, pretty good game. Curacao and Ivory Coast. Then the early prime, Japan and Sweden, good game. Tunisia and the Netherlands, should be a fun game. And then tonight, Turkey and the Americans, and Paraguay and Australia at 9 o'clock on Fox and FS1, all going on at the same time. That is the World Cup.
I think biggest implication is probably Japan and Sweden. You got a team that can actually be in or out. The same with Australia and Paraguay. So some impactful games. I've got plays on both of those matches tonight at lanceslock.com.
Lanceslock.com is brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Tell us about that.
Yeah, trusted name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues, home or business. They are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there, 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
2 quick questions. Do you think? I mean, now TV ratings have been tremendous for this.
Yeah.
Like,
so moving forward, just as I plan out the show, should I block segments for the World Cup?
I mean,
you are talking more soccer than I ever planned.
No, I agree.
Well, I mean, it's the only thing going on right now, really.
I'm watching more than I ever planned.
Oh, I get that all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I will go recruiting. I'll even go maybe MLS over that.
Do you think it was the TV ratings have been tremendous? Was it an error to put the U.S. out on the West Coast so they're playing all these late games? Now, that's a late kick for the East Coast.
No, I mean, one was a day game out west in Seattle, and the other one was a perfect primetime game for the opener.
But they
in
thought
Los
this would
Angeles.
be the most important one, right?
They
But
did. But Turkey has not showed up.
I got to be honest, man. I went and got a new TV, and I was so excited about watching Turkey and the U.S. last week, and now that it means nothing, like I'll still watch, but like I don't know how excited I am. Like you're geared up today. I mean, are you guys really excited about the match tonight? I'm more excited about Japan and Sweden.
To me, I would love them to do what Mexico did last night: is rest everybody, and then the backups go out and win it 3-0. And that would be amazing.
Oh, it would
tonight.
be amazing. That was my second question. Why did Mexico not start the ceremonial goalie last night?
They brought him in.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
At the very end?
They did bring, what's his name?
Ochoa?
Yeah, Ochoa.
So they
did
brought him
bring
in at the end?
Yep.
Well, I turned it on just to see it, and then he wasn't playing, so I Googled, and they're like, hey, last-minute change, he is not starting. So I left the game. I mean, I did not realize they brought him
That was the
in.
only reason you were drawn in.
Yeah, I was just
going
gonna
with the backup, even if the game means nothing.
I was just going to see if maybe he came off and got a huge ovation from the Mexican fans there, but obviously no.
Balogun, how do you say his name for the Americans? The striker that's scoring all the goals.
Yeah, Balogun.
He doesn't want to rest. He says, "I don't want to rest. I want to play."
He needs to because he's one of the players that has a yellow.
That's right. So we need to sit him. Pulisic, who's practicing with the team again. I don't see any reason why we should play him here.
No reason
Let that
whatsoever.
rest more. So I would rest. I'd rest them all.
I think I know the answer to this question, but I'll ask it anyway. Samuel in the chat room, because understandably, a lot of people here do not know soccer. I'm one of them. Can someone please explain what will happen if the USA loses tonight? Absolutely nothing, right?
Correct.
Doesn't change
Nothing.
their seating.
Okay.
Doesn't change their place in the bracket.
They
nothing.
can lose $1 million to nothing, and it does not matter one
Doesn't
bit.
impact
Tune-up
anything.
game for stats.
Okay.
Yeah, like yesterday, I don't know how much of Canada-Switzerland you guys watched.
Greg Sankey would hate this comparison, but pretend you're Georgia in the SEC championship game. It's not going to change anything.
Not going to change anything.
We had the Swiss yesterday, but they're up 2-0. Canada scores, I think, at like the 65th, 70th minute. Were you watching yesterday?
Not the Canada game.
It was a
of running
huge game
errands.
for Canada because if they win, they get to stay in Canada. They get extra rest. They would have won their group, but it's nothing like that. I mean, there's some major implications out there today. But watching those Canadians, what a bad loss for Canada, though.
Yeah. Oh, I thought they won. I thought they advanced. Oh, they lost, but still advanced on. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But Switzerland wins the group and gets the extra rest, and I guess they're playing in Canada now, and I don't know where Canada's going.
Let's see.
While you're seeing Central State Bank brings you part of the show.
It is the bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have, but small enough to serve you because they are a community bank based right in your community. The people that make the decisions that impact your financial future are people that go to church with you. Their kids go to school with your kids. They're at the same ballparks, eat at the same restaurants, shop at the same stores. That's what it's like dealing with a local bank. It is what you get with Central State Bank. Whether it's buying a car, starting a business, or any dream in between, they have got you covered at Central State Bank. Big enough to meet every need you have, small enough to know you. Central State Bank member FDIC. Tyler.
So Canada in the round of 32 will be playing South Africa in SoFi, also known as Los Angeles Stadium.
So let's be as generic as possible. Yeah, it's Los Angeles Stadium.
Tarps over any logos.
Yeah, all logos. I even saw like the condiments. They put a little blackout like on the Heinz or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the condiments at the concession
It
stand.
can't have Heinz at the World Cup.
In the venue, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that is non-sponsored has been covered.
Coke says Coke, though, because
It's a
they're
sponsor,
a major sponsor.
Yeah, but like
Michelob Ultra, too.
I saw Heinz ketchup. It's got a little black thing over the Heinz. I mean, you can tell it's a Heinz
But
ketchup.
what a pain in the ass for the
completely.
staff to go in and have to do that for every item. I can't even imagine. I mean, how many packs of condiments are there?
Somebody's just
in
sitting
SoFi?
there with a tub of ketchup packets and a roll of
No,
electrical
it wasn't
tape.
packets. It was the squeeze bottles.
Oh,
but
okay,
still.
that's better
But
then.
still, I mean, that took a long time.
Well, what do you do with the packets?
They probably don't have them. They'd rather just do squeeze bottles so they can black them out.
They're very strict about their rules. I never got to it yesterday. The revenue that the FIFA will make off the World Cup is $13 billion just for this one tournament.
They only do it every 4 years. So.
$13 billion. And only $3.9 billion is from TV rights, broadcast rights.
Well, I mean, for the economy, for these cities, not only in Canada, not only in Mexico, but what's coming into the U.S. I mean, we know what an SEC or a Big Ten weekend does for different places. Can you imagine what the economy?
Yeah, I mean,
this is a month.
These Scottish fans, I've heard multiple people say it, even after we discussed it on our
they're
show.
going home now.
I know they're going home, but they drank Boston Dry while they were here, and that probably is quite difficult to do.
But just surrounding areas like Providence, hotels were full for Scottish fans and other fans who were in Boston. Just so many fans in the region, so it's been amazing. But 3.9 of the 13 billion is television rights. I think 3 billion is ticket sales. 3 billion is I don't know where the rest of the money comes from.
Probably merchandising.
But there was $9 billion that I saw accounted for. I was like, where are they getting the other $4 billion?
Yeah, it's FIFA.
That's typical FIFA accounting.
Yeah, I was about to say it's FIFA. It's probably payouts for it to be.
I know logistically you couldn't do this every year. And what do you think the buzz would be if you did a World Cup every year? Because I think one of the problems is me and Brown get sucked in every 4 years, but then you completely forget about soccer for 3 or 4 years. So I think it would be somewhat top of mind, but I wonder if it would lose a lot of the buzz.
It would. I think it would be like spring football. Like we used to always say, you can play football year round, and I'll watch it. And lo and behold, when they started spring football, I was like, I don't really desire
You think every 2 years would work?
No,
Maybe.
I think if we did it like the Ryder Cup every other year, it'd be great.
Yeah, probably it would be better then. I would agree. Every 4 years seems like it's too big of a gap. Every year seems like it's too much of a good thing.
Yeah, and I don't want, now that the Americans are good, I don't want to be that guy, but I think we've made it too easy to get out of the group stage, too.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
We did get a pretty good draw for the
I
group
mean,
stages.
you guys.
It was like Alabama baseball draw.
Greatest American soccer moment ever, and y'all are trying to water it down by the fact that it was too easy.
No, we're just
way
saying
I'll tell you that was Brady
people are getting a
Chastain.
little too hyped, and they need to just keep positive attitude, but tamper it down a little bit.
Yeah.
We haven't played anybody yet.
Yeah.
Who is it setting up to play in the knockout round? Do you know?
Have we discredited this whole we could play England on July the 4th? We discredited it.
We
Right?
could play England, but
not on July the 4th.
No,
July
more interesting.
9th.
Who
I
could
keep
play?
hearing that all the time. Everybody's like, hey, we could play England
You know
on
who
July
legitimately
the 4th.
can play on the 4th is Germany and France. And you
Oh,
talk
wow.
about two countries that absolutely hate each other.
Yes.
I mean, I know
there's some history
it's
there.
our holiday, but that would be a fun match.
Yeah.
So will likely be Bosnia and Herzegovina, and then I think the other option would be like Ivory Coast.
So we got a shot to the Sweet 16.
Oh, yeah. Ivory Coast would be a little tricky. I think Bosnia would be a really good draw.
Yeah,
Ivory Coast always has some solid athletes.
Yeah, I don't want the Ivory Coast, man. Give me the Bosnia team.
Yeah, I don't think that heat's going to bother the Ivory Coast.
So we got
either.
a shot at the Sweet 16 is what you're telling me.
I agree.
Oh, I think anything less than the Elite Eight, the quarterfinals,
wow.
would be a disappointment, right?
At this point, I think it has risen to that, yeah.
I would like to see it, but I've just been burned so many times.
No, I know.
expect
I
us
get
to
it. I get it.
knocked out before then. But
My
I
guy
love this team.
Pochettino's changed this thing, though. I like him.
He's doing a great job.
I know,
of changing
he's
the culture.
fantastic.
I am going to ask the question, if the United States made it to the World Cup finals, what would a ticket be? Seriously.
Oh, where is it played?
I believe
MetLife.
that one's in New York.
Yeah, so it's MetLife.
Or New Jersey.
So in New York, I wouldn't even know how to estimate the price. I mean, look at what people were paying for Knicks tickets.
Yeah.
For the NBA championship.
And you would literally, because, at Super Bowls, you have two fan bases.
Yeah.
Like, you have got, everybody in our country.
My gosh,
That's 300 million
It
fans.
might be the most expensive. It would be the most expensive ticket in American sports history. And I don't know what that is right now. It's probably a Super Bowl.
Oof, yeah.
But this would surpass that, I think.
I need to get a ticket for one of the Atlanta matches.
Yeah.
I don't know when the next time I'd have an opportunity to see a World Cup would be.
That's
the
true.
show in 8 years, I've told you. There's going to be 2 other World Cups, and then it's going to be back in the United States.
You'll be alive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You'll still be here.
Yeah.
Our friends at Way to Wellness bringing you part of the show. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Leslie and her board-certified team will help you jumpstart your weight loss. All you have to do is go to their website, aplanforme.com. Weight loss, cholesterol numbers, you can control that with your diet. Maintain your weight loss with protein bars to keep from bad snacking like I use every day, or at least Monday through Friday. Find out everything they have to offer at the website at planforme.com. Injection therapy to meal replacements. And by the way, they've got no contracts, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free. It's our friends at Way to Wellness. Last night, Auburn had a player drafted in the second round of the NBA draft, but he's still going to play at Auburn. What a time we live in. Tell us about Narcisse Ngoy?
Narcisse
Ngoy.
Ngoy. Yeah.
57th to the LA Clippers. They're going to be able to bury him now to stash his rights, as Nathan King points out, Nathan King 247. But he still expects to come to Auburn and play. The big 7-footer from France.
Yeah, this will be a first time ever. And pretty amazing. I think it does show you, obviously, the difference in a first and a second round pick, too, because in that first round, you got a guaranteed contract. Second round, it's a little dicey. Most of these guys are playing half and half. Sometimes they get called up. A lot of times it's G League action. But for him to play at Auburn, I think that shows you he's probably making close to 7 figures, and that is guaranteed.
Yeah, and he's making way more than you'd make in the G League. I mean, that G League money ain't great.
But by the way, it's sight unseen for most Auburn fans, so this tells you instantly how good this player can at least potentially be, as Stephen Pearl brings him in, that he's already on the Clippers' radar, and they care enough about him to stash his rights.
Yeah, he averaged a double-double last year. Obviously, the guy's 7'1". Those guys don't grow on trees, and this is what they call the draft and stash, because now the Clippers, whenever he does come out, whether he stays at Auburn a year or 2 years, the Clippers will retain his rights.
Yeah, so that works out good, and Auburn still gets him. This is sort of new, though. Back in the day, you couldn't have been in the NBA draft and done this.
No, and nobody would have been drafted and been like, you know what? I got drafted in the second round, but I'm going to go play college basketball.
Yeah. This 5 years ago, this would have been mind-blowing to anyone that either one of these things would have happened. A guy gets drafted and stays in college, or a college-eligible player is drafted and still can play in college.
You know what's crazy? You think this guy's ever stepped foot on campus?
At Auburn?
I would bet no.
I think by now he has. I mean, when Auburn signed him, I'm sure he probably had not.
Can you text Steven and see?
Yeah. I'll text Steven and ask.
I don't know if he has yet or not. I don't know if he's made it over to report for training or whatever.
I don't think that's completely wild. Do you remember we talked to Bo Nix and we asked him about his Oregon commitment?
Yeah.
And he committed to Oregon without ever going to Eugene.
I would say, if I had to guess, if the answer is no, I would imagine that Ngoy will be there in July to start summer school and to start off-season workouts.
I mean, I would imagine any of these non-American players that college football can now sign, college basketball can now sign, I would imagine the vast majority never see campus. But when they've agreed to where they're going to go and sign the contract, I mean, my gosh, you're playing basketball in Europe.
University jets ever go over the Atlantic? You guys know?
Yeah, it's going to have to be a big player for you to fly the school jet.
Saban's taking a university jet over to Italy.
I don't think it's a university jet, but
private booster.
But you do fly over to recruit for sure. South Carolina head coach Lamont Paris, I think they've won 4 conference games in 2 years at South Carolina, 16th in the league last year. Supposed to be the bottom of the barrel again this year, but they had, according to Jeff Goodman, Field of 68, $15 million of NIL money to spend this offseason. And that's how talented top to bottom the SEC is now, that your worst team could spend $15 million on their roster. Lamont Paris yesterday was talking about the NIL and his new look roster. And this is it's a humble brag, but I don't know if it's something you should be bragging about. Here's Lamont Paris.
This is what every agent says in 2026. It all starts off the same. The conversation always starts off with this obligatory statement. Money, it's not about the money. And then as we continue to move on, I will say I don't know if there was one player that we were able to one new player that we got to come here that we ended up the second highest payer. I don't think that ever happened. We were always the highest payer. So, I mean, that's where we are. It's what it is.
I like his honesty, but he was like, every negotiation starts out at, hey, listen, it's not about the money, man. And he just said, every one of our new recruits we just brought in, we were not the second highest bidder. We were always the highest bidder.
Well,
so it is about the money.
Well, he needs to win the bids because Lamont Paris, now back-to-back losing seasons, we talk about this in football terms, and guys like Mike Norvell and Luke Fickell are always at the top of the list. I don't know anybody on a hotter seat than Lamont Pierce. I know there's not a lot of buzz for South Carolina basketball, but when you're coming off 12 wins 2 years ago, 13 wins last year, and 6 wins over the last 2 years in conference, boy, I hope he has got a nest egg that they've been saving, and he's going to have a really good roster this year, because if he doesn't have a winning season, I would even say if he doesn't get to the NCAA tournament, which is a high mark for South Carolina right now, he probably gets blown out.
In years where the SEC gets 11 and 12 and 13 teams, I mean, I agree with you. Just getting to the tournament should be an expectation for just about everyone in the conference.
Always.
But I do. I mean, he said what everybody always says. Anytime somebody says it's not about the money, but it's about the money. I mean, that's what they're. It's not about the money, but it's about the money, and at least he realizes that.
When's the last time we heard a recruit say, you know what, I signed with Oregon because I grew up an Oregon fan. I love the university. I've always been a fan. You just don't hear that anymore.
You don't, and they may say it, and you always just assume, yeah, but how much you getting paid?
I do think there are some programs that get players in football and basketball where they're not going to the top bidder. They go to a very competitive, very close to the top bidder. Just because of situation, whether it's playing time or whether it's the coaches or facilities or something like that.
I could say that all things equal, like, okay, they're going to pay me $200,000 more, but my parents are going to be able to easier travel to be able to go to Oklahoma State.
I will go back to our guest yesterday, David Pollack. I would be willing to bet Clemson was not the highest bidder for his son. That Clemson didn't offer the best NIL package for his son. And I only say that because it's Clemson.
Yeah, I don't know what the star rating is on David's tight end son.
Oh, so. I assumed he was really good.
I would think he probably is, just with watching how athletic Pollack was.
If I had to guess, I would guess a 3-star. I could be wrong.
Okay.
So I don't know. He could be a 4 or a 5, and I just don't know it. But, as LT was pointing out, I occasionally put recruiting in the show, and usually when it's a 5-star, I don't care where he goes, I announce it on the show, and I don't remember.
You don't remember Pollack? I thought I remembered us bringing it up because I thought that was one of the you want to feel old moment of the show.
Here we go. He's the
3-star,
Yeah, number 63 tight end in the 2027 class.
I'll back off.
I think some of these guys probably do get looked at a little bit more when your dad was David Pollack, because you think about the upside.
He looks a lot like David, too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Picture.
Yeah.
I pictured it being like the Herb Streets. I mean, it's good for Dabo to have the Herb Street kids.
This guy's going to be a great scout team tight end.
I'd be willing to bet he's better than that.
He got offers from Wake, Cincy, East Carolina, Samford.
Okay. I'm going to back
Clemson.
I'm going to back way off. He got more out of Clemson than any of those. So I'm backing way off what I said there.
Michelson Laser Vision brings you part of the show. We'll do the viewing menu. Let's go ahead and do it now. Michelson Laser Vision viewing menu.
Hey, and there's Pollack's kid right there. Outside of the hair, I don't see a lot of Pollack in him. 205-969-8100. That is the number I called way back in 2003. Had the 2200 vision, was legally blind without the aid of contacts. After the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes, 2015 vision better than 2020. Make the phone call that I made. 205-969-8100. Make sure you ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
So last night I went to the fan first screening of Supergirl. It was all right.
Exactly what we said you would say.
Yeah. The villain was very generic. I don't know what his motive was. But Millie Alcock as Supergirl, fantastic. Jason Momoa as Lobo is a scene stealer.
So you don't know what the villain's motive was? They never
Not
tell
really.
you?
It wasn't very clear. It feels like there was some connective tissue that got cut out.
I mean, blow up the world, steal a purse. I mean, in between that.
Oh, he's a bad guy.
Okay.
Well, it seems like you would have developed that a little more, but I've never made
said
a movie.
This before. I appreciate your dedication to going to the theater and keeping these things alive. But the older you get, like if I know I'm going to go to a restaurant, it's just going to be an average meal, I'm going to stay home. And like you go to a lot of these movies knowing it's going to be average, but you still do it. So I give you credit, but the older you get, you will not do this.
I was hoping for the best with this one because I do think that Millie Alcock as Supergirl is fantastic casting. But just wanted more from this movie.
Oh, speaking of which, because she came from House of Dragon.
Yeah.
Now, I do think there's too many dragons in this, but have you watched the first episode?
I haven't. I've heard it is just all dragon fighting, that they took like all the criticism from last season and put in a ton of action into the first episode.
Okay, well, I am big on these man of war ships now from the 18th century.
Yeah.
And so they did a really good water battle in the first episode, and it is very, very violent. So I thought the first episode, outside of way too many dragons, was pretty good.
So there's more than 3?
Oh, there's dragons everywhere. And I'm like, my God, like that was the cool thing about Game of Thrones is you eventually evolved to the dragon. I know it's a different
the
era.
Dragons were more realistic in Game of Thrones.
Of King's Landing, but my God, it is just dragons everywhere. Enough of the dragons. But yes, there's more than 3.
Yep. See, in Game of Thrones, it's after it's thought that all the dragons were gone. And so it's special that Daenerys had those eggs. But this one is set 200 years before when there's just dragons everywhere if you're a Targaryen.
It'd be like today if we found a megalodon, legitimately.
Yeah, and you had like 3 of them just chilling as pets. Oof. It'd be rough. But today I will be seeing a movie that I'm excited for, but I don't expect anything great from, and that's Jackass Best and Last. You guys know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a compilation of stunts, skits, pranks, and old and new footage throughout the years. Just them doing stupid stuff and talking about it.
No, well, Johnny Knoxville still do these because, Johnny Knoxville's roughly our age, right around it. And you guys know when you fall in your 20s and even in your 30s, it's not that big of a deal. But, like, there was a guy, and I can't believe we've still got the cones marked out front of our building, but this dude tripped on what might be a half an inch of a curb. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I didn't know that's why the cones were on.
Oh, my God. But, he blood everywhere.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, he was probably in his 60s. But that's the difference. Like, you fall now, the older you get, that shit breaks. And, like, Johnny Knoxville to do some of those stupid-ass stunts.
Hey, and by the way, we don't need Jackass anymore. We've got TikTok. I mean, this is the stuff they're doing is all over the place. They were pioneers in it, but
yes.
I literally can find it anywhere.
Well, that's why this one is Best and Last. It's the send-off. There's going to be old footage and then a couple new stunts, including Steve-O getting a painful prostate exam from a robot named Larry. The new member Poopies putting a shock collar on his junk, and an escape room from hell that punishes everyone.
Yeah.
And Bam Margera is featured in this one as well.
Oh, that's
I'm not expecting cinema. I just want to see some dude get hit in the nuts.
Really appealing to the lowest common denominator on this one.
Yeah, I would agree. I have laughed at some of the stuff.
But
I've seen one of the trailers where a guy does like a wrestling move and lands right in the middle of his crotch. So
of course he does.
I'll tell you what you need to download. I did it when I got the new TV yesterday. It was Fandango at home. I didn't know where to find that, but it popped up, so I downloaded it. But you can get a lot of movies that are currently running. Now, it's like $25, but you're going to spend that when you go anyway. So I'm excited about staying on the couch and spending $25 and watching some of these movies.
Yeah, I've got the Fandango at home app because for PlayStation, they made me download it to play my discs, my Blu-rays and stuff. It's very weird.
Wow.
But we've also got a new movie from director Olivia Wilde called The Invite. It's a romantic comedy and relationship drama. An unhappily married couple played by Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde, who, in an attempt to spark things up, invite their vibrant, sexually liberated upstairs neighbors, played by Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton, to dinner, only for the evening to spiral into hilarious, deeply revealing conversations about their marriage. It's been getting pretty good reviews. Olivia Wilde's gotten some praise as a director, and then I think her most recent entry had a lot of criticism towards it. But this is supposed to be like a return for her.
I thought Booksmart was great. I thought Booksmart was a brilliant comedy. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't see that one.
It's very, very inappropriate, but very, very good.
All right. And then finally today in Prestige TV on Hulu and FX, it's the premiere of The Bear Season 5. It scoops up awards every single season, and I still need to watch it. I just have to be in the right space for that because I know that's going to stress me out with all my line cook experience.
Well, and they have called it the final season. Isn't it a little dangerous to go on and anoint it the final season when you might be able to squeeze more out of it?
Well, I think originally it was supposed to be 4 seasons, so this is already the squeezed out part.
This is squeezing.
Yeah, or maybe season 4 was and they rearranged some stuff. Not sure. I haven't seen it. But that's all I got today.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed the first couple of seasons. It was really, really good. And then we stopped watching it for some reason. When they started going off to, when they got really expensive and good is when I stopped watching it.
Oh, I think they start off as like just a sandwich shop.
And so they
Much
quit
more
serving
entertaining.
Italian beef, and they went, okay.
Yeah. It stopped being interesting to me then. All right, that's what Tyler's watching, brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. The show today also being brought to you by New York Butcher Shop.
New York Butcher Shop, I was in there yesterday, picked up a couple of steaks from our man Jim. He wants to remind you 4th of July holiday will be here before you know it, coming up next weekend. And the Boston Butt Sale, they already had the signage out at the 119 location I was at yesterday. $49.99 for the fully cooked, hickory smoked Boston butt. They do it every 4th of July. You can pick it up the 2nd, the 3rd, or the 4th. Their stores will close on July 4th at 3 o'clock. Reservations only. So Cahaba Heights, here's your number. 205-970-7300. Greystone right there on Highway 119. 205-703-8825. But if you're looking to do the 4th of July a delicious way, an easy way where it's already fully cooked, hickory smoked, the Boston Butt Sale from our friends at the New York Butcher, make sure you tell Jim and all the fine folks there the next round sent to you. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, hour number 2 on the show. Mark Schlereth is with us in about 50 minutes to talk about the NFL today on the show. Our Innisfree countdown to kickoff of college football is 65 days away. Your game day tradition is Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere. There at Innisfree, the countdown to kickoff is 65 days. Let's do the spotlight.
The College Football Spotlight
is presented each day by our guy Alexander Shunnarah, Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, the place to go no matter the legal issue you face. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. This is a Birmingham guy. It is a guy that grew up in Birmingham, went to school in Birmingham, so at UAB. When it came time to build his firm, he could have built it anywhere. He's been a super successful guy, more than $2 billion recovered for his clients. He decided to build it in Birmingham to take care of his hometown, and boy, has he done that. It's been tremendous. In over 25 years, he's now up to 150 attorneys, more than 500 dedicated team members, and they will work for you, whatever legal issue you face. Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shunnarah.com.
All right, a lot of signs pointing to just a different era of Alabama football upon us here. David Pollack yesterday said on our show, you can see the whole interview at Spotify, that Kalen DeBoer finally has his players in place, a young roster this year that you hear about a lot right now. So a sign of the times, just pulling Athlon's SEC football 2026 all-conference team. How many Alabama players do you find on the offensive side of the first team from Alabama?
All SEC?
All SEC. First team.
It will not be Ryan Coleman Williams. That would be a lot of people's first choice.
Cam Coleman is definitely going to be there for wide receiver.
Yeah.
And it could be Ryan Wingo.
Could be Ryan Wingo. I think maybe Nick Harbor from South Carolina.
I would think Ryan Williams would get more love.
You think in front of him?
Yeah. I will say none, though, on the offense.
One, and it's Ryan Coleman Williams, but no quarterback, running back.
I mean, I'm surprised
no
by
offensive lineman on the first team. But, the defense. That's defense. Yeah. First team all-SEC defense. How many are on that side?
Janze Pierre. Easy.
Yeah, Pierre, easy. I think Hubbard's probably there. And if I was going to go in the defensive backfield, which you've got to have somebody in that secondary.
It's their best unit, but I don't know
I'll go Xavier Brown.
Yeah, to me, of all the ones you named, Xavier Brown would be one for me.
I think you got one at each. I think you got Hubbard, Brown, and Janze Pierre.
There's just one, and it's Bray Hubbard.
I think they've overlooked Brown and Janze Pierre there. And I like Bray Hubbard. I think he's deserving. I'm not saying that, but.
No specialist on the first team. Second team on the offense, you do get Michael Carroll on the offensive line. On the defense, you get Janze Pierre and Xavier Brown. No specialist. Third team from the SEC, Athlon preseason. Nobody on the offense. Devin Tompkins, the transfer, is on the defense, and that is it.
So that's 6, if I counted right? Did I count right? That's 6 on the first three teams?
You guys help me out. What is Kalen DeBoer? What is his specialty?
Offense.
Quarterback development, yeah.
But, I mean, you're talking about on 3 teams of all SEC, you've got 2 guys.
Yeah,
and Ryan Williams, which is one of the shakiest receivers we saw last year, and then that offensive line. I know Carroll's got a ton of upside, but, man, that's, again, it doesn't matter as long as they go out and win games. But, I mean, Nick Saban, it was littered. Yeah. It was, I would say on average, aside. I was going to say just if you did first, second, and third team offense under Saban, you would see 9 to 10 guys probably.
Yeah, like you had to sit there. I always pictured the folks at the SEC office when they got the vote from the media of having to go, Okay, we've got. It's almost like if you're old enough, the All-Star game used to have one Major League Baseball All-Star game had to have one player from every franchise, and I always pictured them back in the day when I was a kid. St. Louis wasn't good. They'd be like, and the Tigers weren't good. It was like, okay, what Tiger?
Yeah, you got to pick one.
What Cardinal?
That's right. There's got to be one.
So Saban's last year was 2023, right? Was that right?
That was his last year. Yeah.
I'm just here where you're. I mean, you guys can keep going. I'm just going to count it up to see what all SEC, what Saban's final team was. How many players he had on
They
it.
made it to the playoffs. They won
it
the SEC.
better have been a lot. Yeah. I mean, 6 out of 3 teams is 3 full squads is pretty crazy.
And not that indicates they'll be good or bad.
No.
It's just, it's different.
It's perception.
It's
I mean, that's all it is perception. And
Yeah.
perception oftentimes is perception for a reason. I mean, look, I will be very quick to point out, because we brought it up on the show the other day. Oklahoma baseball had 0 players on the first 2 teams of all SEC and the all freshman team. They had 0 total players on those 3 teams. And what did they just do Monday night?
They won the national
They lifted the trophy. Yeah. So, the media can get this stuff wrong. I mean, that was media, all SEC. This is a one publication. Like, by the time we get to Tampa and the media votes for stuff like this, I would imagine you will have more Alabama players, but it won't be a ton more.
Yeah, I don't know how many teams this is, but it was 11 total players.
11 total for Saban's last year.
Yeah, the 2023 all SEC football team.
So
By the
double.
way, Terrion Arnold.
Yeah, double.
Yeah.
At least.
I just found that interesting.
Do you still have the teams pulled up over there, or can you quickly pull them up?
can,
I'm just curious where they went quarterback for their first 3 teams.
Trinidad should be their quarterback.
So this is Athlon's, right?
But I bet it's Arch, Trinidad, and then Gunnar Stockton.
Oh, interesting.
First team all SEC quarterback is Arch Manning, with Ahmad Hardy and Kewan Lacey behind him. Throwing to an all-purpose Jordan Baugh of Florida, and wide receivers Cam Coleman, Ryan Coleman-Williams, and Mario Craver of Texas A&M. And the tight end is Trey'Dez Green of LSU. The second team, all SEC from Athlon, Trinidad Chambliss is your quarterback, with Nate Frazier and Deshaun Bishop behind them. Deshaun Bishop still playing?
Yeah.
Dang.
I do think Frazier's going to be good this year.
The all-purpose is Hollywood Smothers, and then they go 4 wide receivers in the second team.
Oh, we're going to throw it all over the park.
Santagna at Oklahoma, Staley at Tennessee, Wingo at Texas, and Nick Harbor at South Carolina. The tight end is, of course, tight end Lawson Lucky at Georgia.
I do think third-team quarterback is going to be the most interesting. I will go Gunnar Stockton.
I wonder if they go Sam Levitt. Who do they go? Third team.
Gunnar Stockton, Georgia, with Fluff Bothwell of Mississippi State and Jeremiah Cobb of Auburn in the running backs. The all-purpose is Rayleigh Brown of Texas. By the way, Athlon thinks Texas is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, got some receivers, don't they?
Harlem Berry of LSU is the other running back. And the wide receivers are Anthony Evans, Mississippi State, who's unbelievable, Deuce Alexander, Ole Miss, Jace Brown of LSU, and Vernell Brown of Florida. The tight end is Willie Rodriguez of Kentucky. That's Athlon's 3 teams, preseason all SEC.
I mean, fair enough. You're right, boy. If Athlon's is right, Texas' offensive numbers ought to be outrageous. With the way Sark calls plays and the weapons Arch has to throw to, that should be a pretty unstoppable offense.
Our friends at Inverness Country Club gets us to our next college football swing here with the Big Ten. You can take a swing on that great course at Inverness Country Club really easy, Brown.
You absolutely can. ICCalabama.com is the website to go to for Inverness Country Club, and you can see everything I'm about to tell you about. Schedule a tour with our friend Aaron today. 205-991-8608. That's 205-991-8608. She'll show you the great facility that is Inverness Country Club. A fantastic course, a beautiful clubhouse, a great food. That tennis facility under construction right now, going to be world-class when it's done. The resort-style pool with the cabana there on property. And the thing you'll find most at Inverness, though, is the people. The people are the best part about Inverness Country Club. You can see more by visiting ICCalabama.com, but I encourage you to schedule a tour and make Inverness Country Club your club home in Birmingham. 205-991-8608. 205-991-8608. The best days happen at Inverness Country Club.
So we did this earlier this week with the SEC. The locks for the playoff, contenders, dark horses, and no chance to make the college football playoffs. So let's do it with the Big Ten now. All right? And let's start with the no chance to make it to the college football playoffs?
Purdue. I'll go first. Purdue. You want Rutgers?
I'll go Rutgers.
Yeah, I think both of those are relatively easy. I'll go Northwestern.
All right, I'll see you Purdue and Rutgers and raise you Northwestern.
Yeah.
I'll go UCLA. I think you got a bunch in this conference.
Yeah.
We would have done this. We had 9 with the SEC. By the way.
Okay.
Michigan State, Minnesota,
Maryland,
Nebraska, Illinois.
Oh, Illinois, not even a
wow, not a chance with Illinois, huh?
No.
So you would go from
So there's 8 right there.
Illinois, Minnesota, Nebraska, Northwestern, UCLA, Rutgers. Would you say Wisconsin?
I think there's.
I would say Wisconsin.
I would say Wisconsin.
I think there's
Michigan State, Maryland, Purdue. That's 10 right there.
Maryland,
Purdue, Wisconsin, Michigan
You've only
State,
got
Rutgers, Northwestern, UCLA, Nebraska, Minnesota, Illinois. That's 10.
7 teams can realistically make it. Now, 2 years ago, we would have said there was no
10.
chance.
But there's 18 teams.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I don't think Iowa can make it.
So these are the no chance. You putting Iowa in the no chance?
In the no chance, yeah.
Okay, Iowa no chance. So that's 11. Give me the locks to make it.
Well, I mean, if you're going locks, you would go Indiana, Ohio State, and Oregon. Those would be your 3 locks.
I don't know if Ohio State is there.
I know
this
it
year.
sounds crazy to say it, but with that schedule, I am not willing to put Ohio State in the lock category. I really am not.
But
I will, when I see Ryan Day lose 3 games in a regular season, you guys wake me up.
I get it, but has
There's
he ever had
There's been a time when you said, if I see Ryan Day lose 3 regular season games in 2 years,
I know.
I'll let you know.
But I will wake you up with this. Has he ever had a regular season schedule this tough? And that's why.
Yeah, I agree. But
that's
I
why
think
I worry about it.
some of the times when they lose a game is they get a little bored. Now, you got to go in laser focus because that schedule is the most difficult. And I'm sure that is something that he is talking about in the offseason. But I would say Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon are locked.
Okay.
And then you've got 4 teams that I think if any of the 4 made it, it would be somewhat of a surprise, but it would be a really good season. And USC,
contender.
Michigan,
contender.
Penn State,
contender.
And then I'll take a flyer on Washington. 9 wins last year. DeMond Williams back. I don't love Jed Fish, but
we'll put them in the dark horse category.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be more dark horse, but you look at the schedule.
It's not terrible, man. I mean, they avoid Ohio State. They do have to play at Oregon. Here's their out of conference. Pretty easy. Washington State in the Apple Cup. Utah State and Eastern Washington.
Yeah, they're
they host all those. So they're 3-0. Their Big Ten is host Minnesota.
4-0.
At USC.
4-1.
Host Iowa.
5-1.
Host at Purdue.
6-1.
At Nebraska.
I'll go 7-1.
Host Penn State.
I'll go 8-1.
At Michigan State.
9-1.
Host. Here's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
Their last 2, they host Indiana and
9-2, 9-3.
They don't make it there.
No.
They cannot lose that Southern Cal game. Or
No,
they've got to find a way to beat Indiana and Oregon.
Well, they've got 4 games that really jump to me at USC, Penn State, Indiana, Oregon. If you go 2-2, I think you get in.
I would think Washington would be your best dark horse.
Yeah, that's why I put them in the dark horse category. So your locks are Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State. Contenders, USC, Michigan, and Penn State. Dark horse, Washington. And then 11 teams with no chance.
And I hate to say lock, but I mean, you look at those 3 teams, they were 27-1 in the conference last year. I mean, and I think Oregon's going to be better. Indiana's not going to be as good, but they're still going to be really good. Ohio State's not going to be as good, but they're still going to be really good. And Oregon's the one team that lost a game. So, 27-1.
Yeah.
I think Oregon could easily go undefeated. Well, I don't want to say that.
Where did we?
Anyway, I'll go those 3 teams.
Where do we put Penn State? Contender or dark horse?
I would
put
go
them in
contender.
contender.
This schedule is just so easy.
I think it is going to be a very.
They missed those 3 locks, by the way. All 3 of them.
They don't
Penn
play
State.
Oregon, Indiana, or Ohio State.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, that is. That's such a beneficial schedule.
And you get USC at home.
Yeah, which is a cross-country trip for USC, and you could almost book it for an 11 a.m. kick too. I don't think
You're
it's.
probably
I don't think it's
right.
been announced, but I think Penn State will be, because of Matt Campbell and because of the name Penn State. I mean, it's a good brand, and it's not as if they were just horrific that got James Franklin fired. What got James Franklin fired is they were good enough they should have been winning the big games, and he couldn't win them. I think it's going to be a pretty trendy dark horse type pick, or whatever we're calling it, a contender pick. I think Penn State's going to be one of the trendiest around the country.
One more college football note before we take a break here. I'd love Brooks, when you get a downtime, Brooks, I don't know when that would be. can you make a case that this is the toughest conference schedule the Texas Longhorns have ever had in the history of their football program?
Wow. So we're going all conferences, Southwest, Big 12,
Southwest,
SEC.
Big 12, because this is Texas's schedule this year, and I'd love to see it on the screen for us if you can pull up the Longhorns. The Texas schedule in conference play is different now than it was the first 2 years of their in the league. The joke among other conference fans was Texas to join the league got an easy schedule. It was a wink and a nod for the first 2 years.
Yeah, they eased them in.
Especially compared to what Oklahoma got joining the league. Yeah.
But now you get Tennessee on the road, Oklahoma neutral site, Florida at home, Ole Miss at home, Mississippi State at home, at Missouri, at LSU, Arkansas at home, at Texas A&M. I think arguably, and I want you to find me one that's tougher. I think it's the toughest schedule Texas has ever played in a conference.
You've got a Texas schedule that's more difficult?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So give me, what was peak Southwest Conference in your mind?
A lot of those years that was peak Southwest Conference, sometimes Texas wasn't the best team.
Oh, I know, but they still had to play the schedule. Was peak. Arkansas won it in 1969? They won the national championship. I'm just trying to think of what people would say was peak Southwest. I don't know when it was. Like the Southwest Conference was starting to break up when I was a kid, so I don't even know what's considered peak Southwest Conference.
I would say the 70s probably.
Okay,
Which one did you have? What year were you?
Well, I might be wrong on this. Just hold tight.
Yeah.
Let me work through this. That is a difficult schedule, no doubt.
Yeah. My point being is that Texas eased into the league, but now here is their toughest schedule, I believe, in conference play ever.
You're saying this is their official welcome?
Yeah, I would think though 2008 could rival it. Just let me tell you. So 2008,
Big 12 years here.
Yeah,
right?
They played number 1 Oklahoma in Red River. They won that game. They played number 11 Missouri. They won that game. They played number 7 Oklahoma State. They won that game. They played number 6 Texas Tech. That was the walk-off. They lost.
This is pretty hard.
And number 10 Ohio State.
Yeah, that would have been a non-conference game, though. So we're just doing conference games because they got Ohio State again.
But you got 1, 2, 3, 4 top 11 teams.
Okay. Can we see this year's Texas schedule again?
How many will be top 11?
In conference...
In conference, there is a chance.
I don't think any
that Oklahoma, Ole Miss, LSU, Texas A&M could be in the top 11.
Yeah,
but nothing that'll rise to as high as that one.
No, any one of those teams could be top 11 when they play them, but it won't be 4 of them.
Am I still up, Tyler?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got 5 top 18 ranked teams. So 18th or higher. In 2018, they went 10-4. They played 17th ranked TCU, 7th ranked Oklahoma, 12th ranked West Virginia, which I think was like a Will Greer West Virginia team.
I don't think West Virginia was in the league then, were they?
They were.
In 2018?
Yes, they were.
They've been in that league that long?
I remember Will Greer for a
minute.
minute.
They left with the old Big East demising in 2013.
We thought in November that West Virginia might somehow sneak into a college football playoff and he might win the Heisman Trophy.
Then they played Iowa State, ranked 18th. As well, and then had Oklahoma again ranked 5th in the Big 12 championship.
Yeah, I think that's more of this schedule because that's a bunch of 15 to 20s. 2008 it was all top 10s.
Yeah, getting to the Oklahoma being number 1, Oklahoma State being a top 10, that was a different era. Different schedule in the SEC in year 3 for Texas for sure this year, and Brownie will have them number 1 when we do the 40 and 40 starting
I'm leaning
July
that
6th.
way. Leaning that way. You just heard Athline say they're going to score 60 points a game.
Yeah, just with their rankings. 60.
But by the way, that was that groom year for Texas because the next year they play Alabama for the national championship, the 2008 season.
That's right. Is that the year they ended up in the Rose Bowl?
The year before they actually played in the Fiesta Bowl against Ohio State.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here we go. The football season gets a little bit closer, 65 days away. We'll talk NFL with Mark Schlereth in 30 minutes. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Odie's. LT, tell us about those great folks.
Hey, great place to watch all of this World Cup action. You got a bunch of 6 World Cup matches today. If you want to sit back, you can watch them inside or outside. Great seating, great place to go. Incredible food from Rodney Davis. Been doing it 4 decades now. The award-winning wings, fantastic burgers, great sandwiches, ice cold beer buckets, and of course live music every Friday and Saturday night. Both locations, the original Crestline, newer location right there on Broadway in Homewood. Get in, see Will Haver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution, it's Odie's Tavern.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Central Alabama Asphalt brings us our 4 downs every day. Tyler has that for us on Thursdays. Brownie has the information you need to know about Central Alabama Asphalt.
That is the organization that oftentimes when you're riding around the roads of Alabama and you see those paving projects, whether it's a state government, federal government, municipal government paving project, a lot of times it's our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt doing those. And that tells you the quality of work they do, that they are trusted with those types of projects. It may indicate to you they don't have time for your smaller project. Yeah, you're not a state government or a federal government. You're a church that needs a parking lot. You're a house that needs a driveway or a parking pad. You're a store that needs a parking lot or a community center. No, sir. They have got an entire division dedicated to just those jobs. Same crews, same quality, same no excuse standards, no matter the size of the job. So whatever opportunity you have, big or small, let them give you an estimate at 205-349-0910. 205-349-0910 or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
Alrighty, if you had to change the national anthem to a modern song, what's your number one choice?
Again, I watch the World Cup and realize how well we did on our national anthem. We absolutely knocked it out of the park when you hear some of these others. Jim Light, you like God Bless America. Would you call that a modern song?
I would not call that a modern song, Brown. That was written way before 2000, which I think now would become a modern song.
Yeah,
I can't say Sweet Home Alabama?
I would say Toby Keith's Boot in Your Ass, whatever that song is, would be a good one, but I don't even know if that's modern anymore.
It's overplayed, but Freebird, and it would take forever.
That's right. Can you
imagine the national anthem in the Super Bowl? Okay, we've got it at 8:21. Are they going to be able to do it in 8 minutes and 21 seconds?
Yeah.
But I mean, that does fit America.
Yeah, see, that was my my first thought, was like, you just chop out the first half of Freebird and you've just got the guitar solo for the national anthem.
But Freebird, isn't that a breakup song? Isn't it about leaving home?
It's about a lot of things.
Who cares?
There's pain. I've said
it could be our breakup with England.
I've said Freebird is a perfect song because there's pain, there's hope. It's got everything in it.
Absolute independence, an untamable spirit, and the choice to prioritize personal freedom over settling down.
That's America.
That is
America.
Yeah,
That is
Freebird's
America.
your answer right there.
Let's chop it up.
Yeah, we workshopped it. Freebird.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, man, they try to drain every dollar they could get with this ensemble of cast that they rolled around for 30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
I guarantee whoever's got the estate for Leonard Skinner be like, you guys give us
That's right.
a little taste of this, and we'll
Make it
give
our
you the
anthem.
song.
I mean, seriously, that's a pretty good description of America. Absolute independence, an untamable spirit, and the choice to prioritize personal freedom over settling down.
Yeah.
Probably the answer that would likely wind up getting it is the Lee Greenwood song.
No,
that's
God,
modern.
no,
Again,
that is
not modern.
disgusting. Yeah,
Well,
it's not modern,
it's
and
modern
it's
from the
terrible.
perspective of it's come out in the last 30 years.
It's not modern, and it's terrible. It does not need to be
It's
used.
been overplayed. I
It's
would say
terrible. No, it is terrible.
Yeah, like if Colin Kaepernick took a knee for that one, I don't think people would have a problem with it.
I take a knee for that one. One play is overplayed on that one. Yeah, it's a terrible song.
Second down.
Oh, forgot I had them, even though I
Yeah.
just did
You
the
just did
one.
first down.
Yeah, I just did the first one. But today is National Catfish Day. Happy National Catfish Day.
Okay.
Where you fool people into thinking that you're a girl, but really you're a guy trying to meet them somewhere?
That's just Thursday for me.
Okay.
But what's the best side to go with catfish?
Probably
I-
coleslaw.
I hate catfish.
And hush puppies.
You hate catfish? Like fried catfish?
I'm not a
hate
fan
catfish.
either, but I can do it. Like if I'm
I'm revoking
starving
your mud puddle card.
and somebody rolls it out and they've done a fresh fried catfish, it's not that bad. But I've got to do coleslaw and hush puppies.
Yeah, coleslaw and hush puppies.
Love the hush puppy part of that. Love the coleslaw, but cannot stand catfish. Like bass, I can eat bass if it's fresh and fried. Do not like catfish. It is too fishy of a taste.
So I, growing up in Anniston, there's Top of the River, which is a famous catfish place. And we used to go there all the time. The owners lived next door to me when I was growing up. So we were in there all the time. And they did great northern beans in there.
Those beans are good.
And it would have like a piece of ham hock in it when they brought it to you. That's pretty dang good with catfish, too. I'll go ahead and tell you. Sneaky
Nothing
good.
is good with catfish in my book.
Fried
I
okra.
hate it.
Fried okra is a good side on catfish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
fried okra is a good side, not with
I
catfish.
can't believe you hate catfish that much.
Hate catfish.
Fried catfish. I mean, I don't eat it all the time, but there's times where I'm like, I'd eat me some fried catfish
Like
right now.
bass, I can do if my buddy Philip Hunter cooks it and it's freshly caught. After that, it's all seafood for me.
Now, when you know that the catfish is just a bottom feeder, he just sits on the bottom and eats anything that happens to swim close enough to his mouth.
That's why you don't eat carp.
Yeah.
No, he eats mud.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. It's anything. It's absolutely anything. Yeah.
We love pork, and I guarantee you've probably eaten some type of pig that's probably eaten a person.
Yeah,
before.
eating human remains. Yeah, from the mob.
Also the jalapeno cornbread.
Very good.
So I'm asking this seriously. I haven't been to a Captain D's in probably 30 years.
I was talking about them the other day.
Do they have catfish? I know it's a seafood.
God, do they
Cod.
have it?
It's cod. It's not catfish.
Oh, they don't have catfish
No,
there?
the cod is the main fish that you get there.
Or maybe they have catfish.
It's cod, but you're talking about a side item, not a side item, but a different entree.
Yeah.
The main fish you get there is cod or shark or whale or
It's
Shark.
cod. Yeah,
It
it
is
is shark.
It is
They have Shark Week. They ought to. That would bring people back in, right?
It is just a random fish, to your point.
Yeah.
I mean, here is Captain D's full menu. I don't see
They use
catfish.
wild-caught Alaska pollock.
Pollock. That's what you look for.
Yeah.
Pollock.
Yeah,
Sure.
tight end at Clemson.
Whatever's in the net is what is it.
Dude, my computer just got raped with viruses.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because I pulled Captain D's menu. Look at this.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
That happened to me one time when I pulled up a menu for a local place.
God.
It went to like some sort of porn site. I clicked menu, download
Tyler, nobody's
menu,
believing this
and
story.
then- I know
Nobody's
it sounds
believing the story,
unbelievable.
Tyler. Yeah.
Well, I would imagine at some point in history there was a porn star called Captain D.
He made you walk the plank.
Yeah, I was just trying to look at a smash burger, not somebody getting
No,
smashed.
this is bad. Like Captain D's
So
probably
was he.
needs business. You can't even go to their menu without getting viruses.
and Captain D's catch line was, "Hush, puppy."
Third down.
George Michael would have been 63 today. What song always reminds you of a movie scene immediately? Because for me, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go always reminds me of the scene from Zoolander where they're playing around at the gas pump.
It would definitely be Elton John and Almost Famous.
Tiny
Dancer.
Yeah. That's a great scene.
Berlin, Take My Breath Away. The Top Gun scene with Tom Cruise and Kelly McGillis.
Yeah. What is the
Danger
Breakfast
Zone.
Club walking across? And
Don't You Forget About Me.
Yeah.
Simple Minds, I think, was the group that did it.
I was going to go Fortunate Son when they're landing in the Vietnam War in Forrest Gump.
If we're
That's
ever at
any
a bar
Vietnam movie.
playing charades, the six of us, and it's my turn to go, and I go.
It's a song. Oh, Breakfast Club.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That way we can win.
And that's,
title,
in
Breakfast Club.
that super specific event, I will remember that. Trust me.
Fourth down.
As I mentioned on viewing menu, Jackass Best and Last releases today. So what's your favorite Jackass prank or stunt of all time? Or just your favorite Steve-O moment we've had on the show?
I
if you
thought
don't like
really,
the show.
and they've done some creative stuff, but I thought when Johnny Knoxville went with Butterbean into a store and they had retail boxing, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I forget. That's probably the best one. I'd forgotten the whole Butterbean
that was
thing.
just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
For those that don't remember,
split him wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, they went into like a Hibbett Sports or something, and they just start boxing, and Butterbean beats the shit out of him, and there's customers walking all over. The guy taking a shit in the Home Depot was pretty good too.
Yeah,
That one was funny.
Yeah, Butterbean, for those that don't remember, he was an Alabama-based boxer that
tough man competitions.
Yeah,
and he ended up actually, he had some heavy hands, man.
Yeah. Get Johnny Knoxville.
The best part about this sketch was Johnny Knoxville's laying on the ground with a concussion. He's actually snoring, and then they wake him up, and the first thing he says is Butterbean okay?
Hey, you remember another one with Johnny? I love Johnny Knoxville back in the day. When Pete Carroll used to have these open practices to celebrities, he showed up in an all Tennessee uniform and was fielding punts with no pump protection.
Oh, so he was just getting lit up?
Oh, my God. They were punting. Yeah, it was 11 USC Trojans just bearing down on him, and Pete Carroll's over there laughing. Like, you think Pete Carroll, or you think Nick Saban would ever allow something like that? But Johnny Knoxville, do you guys remember that?
I vaguely.
See if you can pull the Johnny Knoxville Tennessee player against USC. It was awesome. Because he was having a hard time, obviously, fielding the punts. But once, they would kind of back up and let him field it, and then he was just
But even when they would go through his hands, they would just light him up still.
Crush him.
Yeah.
Tyler, what was the guy who, it may have been Bam, that would set the fireworks off in the trash can and wake his dad? Him constantly pranking his father.
Yeah, I
so
think Tom
funny.
Green was the first to do that, though, wasn't he?
He might have been, but it was definitely recurring throughout Jackass was Bam just pranking his dad.
Yeah, he like unscrewed his desk chair one time, and he goes in and sits down and just, completely falls on his ass. Another time he had to get up early for like a meeting at work the next day, and he set off fireworks in the middle of the night and woke him up, and then surprised him again with fireworks inside of his work van when he went out at 5 in the morning.
I'm going to talk myself into seeing this stupid movie because
you're going to go.
Remember when they were pushing the baby in the carriage and let the carriage go?
Oh,
and people are chasing
funny.
the carriage.
Were they the same ones that put the car seat on top of the car, or they put the baby carrier on top of the car and started driving away, and people are running behind them, waving their hands?
With a fake baby in it.
Yeah, with a fake baby. That was actually pretty funny, too.
It sounds like it would be better just to watch the old ones of this.
Well, there's going to be some
great.
old footage and them talking about those stunts, as well as some never-before-seen footage from those days.
There was one more, Jim.
And there is YouTube videos of Knoxville against the USC.
So he had the Tennessee uniform, the pads on and everything.
Full pads.
Okay.
And USC had their punt coverage just bearing freaking down on him. It was incredible because he tried to return like 10 different kicks and just... it was almost as bad as Butterbean.
This is absolutely the dumbest. Oh, there's video of it.
Yeah,
God, he's getting destroyed.
They finally had to throw the ball because he couldn't catch a punt.
He just getting lit
He did
up.
this again for, I think it was the third movie, but it was just him standing in one spot while somebody got a running start in pads. And
The awesome thing is him dressing up as a Tennessee volunteer. Watch this one. That's 15, is it not?
He's thrown out in today's game. That's so good.
And that's all I got today. That was 4 downs.
4 Downs brought to you today by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. Also, our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA, will help you as you age from your 20s to 30s, 30s to 40s, and so forth. Guys, stay on top of your prostate health. Prostate to kidney stones, everything in between, hormonal treatments for both men and women. But for the guys, that testosterone, as you get a little bit older, maybe those numbers start to fluctuate. They can help you there as well. Vasectomies, if you get to that point in life as well. See everything they have to offer at UrologyCentersAlabama.com. 70 years of compassionate care, 10 great locations here, 205-930-0920. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. Mark Schlereth coming up at the top of the hour. The show today also being brought to you by our friends at JohnstonRVCenter.com.
I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur is where you find Johnston RV Center. You can go see the great RV selection they have there, whether it's the very popular currently fifth wheels. They've got a ton of those. Or maybe you're not in the market for a fifth wheel. They've got more than 300 other types of recreational vehicles, everything from the toy haulers, the smaller ones, all the way up to the motorhomes. You can find them right there at Johnston RV Center, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. And always online, JohnstonRVCenter.com, where you can see more about their warranty. RV Warranty Forever covers everything for life that is new or qualifying pre-owned when you buy it right there at Johnston RV Center. I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, JohnstonRVCenter.com.
Devonta Smith got married over the weekend. Jalen Hurts and a bunch of the Eagles were there at the wedding. Great video out there of Devonta, Jalen Hurts line dancing with a bunch of the guests out there. You wonder why Nick Saban was able to recruit. Remember how many times Saban did this dance?
I do. I remember it well. Yeah, he always looked uncomfortable doing it, but he did it time and time again.
Almost as awkward as Mac Jones tossing the football at the tight end.
Yeah, but he was happy to do it with those 5 stars.
Devonta in white. There's Jalen. Jalen partying so hard he's got a towel out of his back pocket. That's when you know you're getting after it at a party. You got a towel out of your back pocket. So that's going on there. If I'm right, Forster, his bride, as a wedding gift, gave Devonta keys to a remodeled car. Is that right?
Oh, look at that.
I believe it's what I saw was a $300,000 custom Chevelle.
Wow. So that's it right there, obviously, Ryan. They're driving it up to the wedding. That would not be.
At the reception, she, in their first dance, pulls out the keys as they're dancing, and then they walk outside and take a look at that car.
You know, when you got real money, when your wife can surprise you with something that costs $300,000 and you don't know it.
Yeah.
Different world.
Yeah.
Our friend Alec, who I was talking with a little bit this morning when this video was playing pre-show, we were talking about that. Is that his money? Did she bring money to the relationship?
Don't know. I don't know her background at all.
Me either.
He's an NFL player. I'm assuming it was his.
If it's his, boy, she's already spending.
I'm telling you, I mean, my wife can spend money without me knowing. I don't think she can spend $300,000 by any stretch without me knowing.
Now, of all the cars that you're gonna remodel and spoof up to a $300,000 value, would Chevelle be number one on your list?
Probably not.
I'm not a big car guy, Jim, so I don't know the.
Like for me, it would have been a Mustang, like a 60-something Mustang. I always wanted that when I was a kid, and obviously never had one. But that would have been it for me to redo a Mustang.
I'm like you, Brown. I'm not a big car guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean a custom Rams colored Range Rover.
Yeah. So wait a minute.
No, you just do
would it be dark blue? I mean, it would be the Rams blue outside and the yellow interior. It would be almost
that electric blue that you see on the Theo James commercial. And then you do a white interior, but you would just have little accents of
the yellow,
of the burst yellow.
Interesting. I cannot drive a Dolphins color car. I love the Dolphins, but aqua and orange is not going to look great in a car.
Yeah, like a Lincoln, like I've seen Lincoln Lawyer, the movie and the TV show, a convertible Lincoln that's been remodeled and souped up. And then
look at that.
That car, was that also a Lincoln in Entourage, the opening scene?
With the suicide doors, it might have been a Lincoln. I don't know what it was.
Could have been a Rolls Royce if it had suicide doors.
But both of those cars, I really like those.
Lance, if you're not driving this through your neighborhood by the end of the year, I've lost all faith in you.
Well, my HOA wouldn't care. I can guarantee
your
you that.
HOA.
I guarantee you there are some neighborhoods you could not have that.
Yeah, you could actually paint your house like that.
I could,
HOA would be no problem.
They would not care.
Yeah. So that's a great weekend for Devonta Smith. Congratulations to him. The Kelsey Swift wedding is coming up very soon.
I heard something about this.
I was going to say, so you probably have seen this story.
I don't know.
Andy and Ari had the guy on. Surprise guy on the guest list that Brown may know the answer to.
No, I don't. I heard something else about this.
That you would never think would be on the guest list. Now, you can imagine the A-listers that will be on this guest list.
John Mayer.
Here's a hint. He was on Andy Staples and Ari Wasserman's show yesterday podcast.
Edwards are right.
That would be a good guess.
Yeah, it's going to be college football world.
It's going to be tied to Travis Kelce. Where did Travis Kelce play?
He played at Cincinnati. BK?
Brian Kelly?
Who was the coach after BK?
Butch Jones?
Butch Jones. He's going to the wedding?
Butch Jones
So there's
played
still that
coy
time.
when he was asked if he was going to the wedding, but he said before he proposed that Travis called Butch up to let him know what was going to happen. They're that close.
I did not know they were still that close.
I would think you got to turn your phone over for this one.
Well,
I'm
this is
completely
what I
wrong
heard.
on this, by the way, because I thought it was all PR.
You did. You said this would never happen.
Yeah.
This is what I heard, and I doubt they're far from the only people to have done this. But I think I heard this on Sirius XM, one of the DJs between the songs.
We've talked about it on the air that they've already had the wedding, and this is for public show.
Well, but what they apparently did was they had their initial guest list, and they leaked certain details to only one person to see if it got out publicly, and if it did, you're off the guest list, which I really don't blame them for doing that. As big a couple as they are and as big a circus as this could turn into. So
Kelsey's mom was the leak.
I don't know, but they planted stories with certain people, and that's the only person they told that. So when it leaked out, they knew, well, they can't stop running their mouth, so they're off the list. I really don't blame them for doing that. I mean, this has got potential to be a massive circus.
Madison Square Garden is the rumor of where the party is.
And that's what I wondered if that was one of the leaks that they planted. They planted that with somebody, and when it got out, that it's got nothing to do with MSG. They just wanted to get out.
Weird place. Like if you have all the money in the world, why would you want to do your reception at MSG? That is so strange.
That's why I think the wedding may have already happened.
Like
this is all for
show.
Or
buy an island.
You can go hear all of Butch's comments about his time with Nick Saban and others with Andy and Ari. We talked to Mark Schlereth when we come back. The show being brought to you by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. That is Greg from Pell City. He's ready for a big American weekend coming up where he has no problem hopping on your roof and giving you a free no-cost roof inspection. All you have to do is call 205-542-3531, 542-3531. He's got several ways to help prolong your life of the roof. You may think it's aging out. It may look stained and old. He's got a soft wash program and a treatment for your roof that'll make it look better and last a little longer, add a little life back into it. Ask Greg about that. He does storm damage repair, roof replacements, but it all starts A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and that no cost, no obligation roof inspection. 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777. Or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show brought to you by our friends at world-famous Champy's Chicken, right there on 119 in Alabaster. It's about that time where you're heading down to the Gulf again or to the lake, and you're going to drive past that Alabaster exit. When you do, just exit right there. There's only one Alabaster exit. Get off there and turn right off the ramp if you're heading towards the Gulf. If you're coming back from the Gulf, it's left off the ramp. And just down to the light, right across the railroad tracks, there's Champy's Chicken, less than a mile off the interstate there. It's a great place to pick up lunch or dinner, take food to the lake, take it in the car to go, but it's perfect for tailgating in 65 days when you start watching college football again. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. It is the best chicken with those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales as well. It's champyschecken.com.
All right, let's talk some NFL. Our buddy Mark Schlereth is with us. You see him on Fox throughout the NFL season. Also does a tremendous job doing radio up there in Denver. The Stinkin' Truth podcast talks a lot of NFL, and he keeps you updated on his lawn work, which is impeccable. What is up, Stink? How are you, my man?
I am doing good. You guys can hear me okay?
Just fine, my friend. You good with us?
Great. Yeah, excellent. Good to be with you guys.
How often does primetime Deion Sanders come up on your show? I mean, obviously, I know it's a Broncos community. I don't know how much Colorado football. I'm sure a couple of years ago when they win 9 games and there was all that buzz, I'm sure there was a lot more. We talk about Deion all the time. Like, this is probably the last year for Deion at Colorado, but we don't know Deion. He's done a hell of a job based on circumstances there. But, like, what is the end game for Deion, and is there still any buzz at all around the Colorado program?
Yeah, the buzz is certainly died off, and it is what you said, hey, you got to win or they've got to, make some moves or some changes or whatever the case may be. And, when Deion came in, he was right in that, he said, hey, man, I'm bringing Louis with me, get in the portal. Like, and people got freaked out about it, but he's like, there's just not enough talent here. And so he increased the talent value, the talent of the organization, right? And he made it a go-to spot. Like, all of a sudden, their ESPN is coming here for a spring ball to broadcast spring ball. Like, in Colorado, are you kidding me? And butts in the seats and sellouts and all that stuff and rap stars and everybody else in their brother's uncle. But the bottom line is, you got to win games and you got to put a product on the field that can consistently compete and they can play, can do things the right way. And I think ultimately when you look at the program, man, like early with Travis Hunter and Shador and some of the other weapons that came, like they shocked a lot of people. They won some games. They did all those things. But the bottom line is, they haven't been able to consistently run the ball. They haven't been able to play defense. They haven't, like, all those things have kind of reared their ugly head. And that's where we sit right now is this is an organization that's got to actually win games and actually produce as opposed to just create hype. At this point, I think most people feel like, hey, man, that program is all sizzle and no steak. And I don't go to a restaurant to order a plate of sizzle. Like, I want some steak. And that's where we are right now in Colorado.
When I got our guest list, I saw your name, and instantly I thought, the one thing I want to know from Mark is what he thought of Brendan Sorsby and the way the NFL has handled that with the supplemental draft. You played the game, you broadcasted and covered it a long time. What was your thoughts when you heard they were not going to do the supplemental draft for Brendan Sorsby?
Yeah, it didn't surprise me. I mean, that guy is a quarterback that failed the intelligence test. Like, what do you want me to say? I mean, your quarterback has got to be the smartest guy on the team, and that dude certainly isn't. 9,000 bets. Like, every locker room you walk into, be it NFL or college, they've got placards plastered all over what you can and can't gamble on, how you shouldn't, and you talk about it in the meeting rooms and everything else. It reminds me, do you guys remember when Deshaun Kaiser came out in the draft and he said, "Hey, man, I've got the body of Cam Newton. I've got the brains of Tom Brady." I instantly said, if I was a GM, I'd take him off my draft board because that guy's a moron. Like, he doesn't understand. Like, you have no clue what it takes to play in this league. And for you as a quarterback, like, I would expect it from maybe a defensive player, because usually those guys aren't real bright. But I would expect it from somebody else. But from a quarterback, and you've put yourself in that position, listen, work out, clean up your act, stay away from all the gambling. And I get the catch-22 that is, hey, man, the NFL and everybody else is in bed with gambling, right? But there are certain rules, and we all know them. We've all been told a million different times. If you get caught up in gambling, you either just have a problem or you're just dumb. And I just don't want a quarterback that's dumb.
Mark Schlereth is
that has a problem, by the way.
Yeah.
Or that has a
Both
problem.
of those, yeah. Mark Schlereth is with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. Also in your city there is another local guy, Bo Nix. After the year, the way it ended with the injury and Sean Payton's comments, there appeared, at least from the distance, to be a pretty good fracture there, not just in Bo's ankle, but also that was a terrible – I didn't even mean to make that play. But also in the relationship between he and Sean Payton. Is that real? And if so, has it been repaired any? How are he and Sean Payton?
Oh, I think they're fine. Sean invited me over to the Broncos. I talked about it on the Stinking Truth podcast. He invited me over to practice during their mini camp last Tuesday. And I spent probably 45 minutes in his office talking to him about football and just going through things. And then from just an injury standpoint, Sean told me, hey, listen, if the starting game of the regular season was on Father's Day, which was, 5 days away, he goes, Bo would start for us. He's that good right now. So he had the fracture. They fixed the fracture. Then they had to go back in and take out some bone spurs. And so I think he's fine. I think it's one of the reasons probably that Sean moved on from calling plays and gave that responsibility to Davis Webb so that there is a buffer between he and Bo. And the other thing is, now all of a sudden, when Bo comes off the football field, instead of looking at the chart and wondering why he called this or wondering why Bo checked to this or whatever, you can have a little bit more of that kind of quarterback coach relationship. And I think every guy that I have talked to that has relinquished his play calling duties as a head coach, they all say the same thing. I'm so much better when it comes to game management in regards to the entirety of the team, because I'm not going, okay, what's my next series? What if we get it here? What plays do I like? Hey, they're playing us a lot of quarters, or they're playing us at a lot of 3. How are we going to attack that? What's my favorite play? And all that kind of stuff that basically gets your focus. Your focus becomes very myopic on your play calling, and less, 30,000 feet that you need when you're a head coach. So I think Sean's excited about that as well. And they're really excited about just Davis Webb and what he is. And you hear this all the time from players, which is a bunch of baloney. Like, the guy's an evil genius. I heard about Sean Mannion in Philadelphia. I've heard it about Davis Webb in Denver. And genius and all that. Let me just tell you guys right now, genius and football are mutually exclusive events. I spent a lot of time covering this league. I spent a lot of time playing this league. There's guys that are really good at calling plays and stuff, but it's not genius. The genius of Davis Webb will be, can we find some core things that we love to do? Can we simplify our offense so that we're better and we make less mistakes? And can we take those core things that we do and make them look like a bunch of things? So I'll give you, for instance, if we're running wide zone, and we want to live in the wide zone. So you go, wide zone, fullback lead on that side, right? All of a sudden your fullback's cutting across and it's kind of a split flow and he's taking the defensive end. And then all of a sudden he's going across the football field. And instead of taking the defensive end, you man up the defensive end and he takes the will linebacker. And so you can take wide zone one play and just change one or two guys' responsibilities on the offensive side of the ball. And you can make that look like 6 or 7 plays to the defense because it's all different there. Entry points and all that kind of stuff. And then now can I get 3 or 4 run action, play action off of that look? And now can I get 2 or 3 play pass, play action off of that look? So now I've taken one play and I've said that one play becomes 5 or 6 run plays that all look different to the defense. But for us, 9 guys are doing the exact same thing they would do on that play every time we call it. And now can we take that run play off of that and give ourselves 5 different play actions that all look different, that really exploit the defense and give us an opportunity for an explosive play? That's what Davis Webb is challenged with, because Sean loves to have variety. Sean is a big, he'll run 8 or 9 run concepts in every game. I played in Denver and we won back-to-back championships, won more games than any team in a 3-year span. And we ran 5 or 6 run plays. That's it. That's all we did. But we did it really well. And we built off of all those things so that you could have some explosive games, explosive plays in the passing game.
Sticking in the AFC, everybody talks about the pressure with quarterbacks like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, even Joe Burrow. Nobody talks about C.J. Stroud. And I don't know how you feel about this Houston Texans team, but that defense is lights out. They are really solid. C.J. Stroud play away from maybe winning a championship. And the fact of the matter, his first season was his best season, not even close. Where are you right now on the progression of C.J. Stroud and this Houston Texans team?
Yeah, I think C.J. obviously has to be better, and he's had weapons. He's had weapons in the passing game. The issue is they have been so bad at running the ball and so bad at protection that, a lot of that goes to C.J. Stroud. But I would argue that if you're going to get C.J. Stroud back to playing the way he played his rookie year, you have got to figure out the run game. And very much like I just talked about with Davis Webb, you have got to simplify that. You have got to be successful in running the ball. And then you have got to be able to create your explosives out of the passing game. I'm releasing a podcast. It'll either release today or tomorrow on the Stinking Truth. And I went through, this is going to fascinate you guys. I went through percentages of being under center. The top under center teams in the National Football League versus the bottom, the top 10 in the league being under center. So your quarterback's under center versus the bottom 10 of being under center. It can blow you away. Top 10 teams being under center, 8 of them went to the playoffs. 3 of them were either in the AFC or NFC championship game.
Wow.
In the NFC championship game, number 1 was the Rams, followed by number 2, the Seahawks. In the bottom 10 teams, when it comes to being under center, 9 of the 10 didn't make the playoffs. The only one that did was the Philadelphia Eagles. Only team that that went to the playoffs when they didn't get under center. And I'm talking about, here's my thing. Everybody's picked Cincinnati. Oh, hot pick because they got Joe Burrow. Dude, 17% of the time they get under center. And you may say to yourself, well, why is that important? Well, a couple of reasons. One, it opens up your run game. When you get into shotgun, whether you're in, gun near or gun far, meaning if your tight end is on the right side and your back is on the left side opposite, and that would be gun far. If the running back is on the side of the tight end, that would be gun near. And so what ends up happening is, one, about 30 to 40% of your run game gets canceled out when you're in gun. And then if you're in gun near, you're running weak 80% of the time. You're essentially telling the defense the only place we can run is to the weak side. And so the other thing that happens to you when you're running out of gun, your quarterback takes the snap count and he cuts off the path of the back when he's running the opposite way. So you can't run wide zone out of gun. You got to run mid to tight zone out of gun. So you've already eliminated a play for the defense to defend. The other thing that happens to you, and I did this breakdown on my own, and it was unscientific, so I just charted it on my stopwatch. But I noticed that Christian McCaffrey, when he played for the Carolina Panthers, like the difference between the runs out of gun versus the runs out of under center, he averaged in Carolina, the one season I broke it down, a yard per carry more under center than he did in shotgun. And when you run gun runs, the snap to the quarterback and then the riding, they ride it to the back. It takes about a half a second longer to get to the line of scrimmage for the running back, which means what? The offensive line has to hold their blocks for a half a second longer. So like I know we're enamored with gun, and I know that this is where the quarterbacks grow up when 7-on-7 in high school and then college, and they get to the NFL and they haven't been under center. A lot of these guys have never been under center. They've never called the snap count. And so, coaches just put them in what they're comfortable in. Well, I'm sorry. It just it just doesn't work as well. The other thing that ends up happening to you when you play gun all the time, when you go to play action, you never turn your back to the court or to the defense. So linebackers, second level defenders play high to low as opposed to stepping up because they've got an extra half second to react and get to the line of scrimmage to make a tackle. And when you sell it and you put that fake in there and the quarterback really crouches down and turns his back to the defense, man, you can't help but go, I can't see the ball anymore. I got to play the run first. In shotgun, you don't have any of that stuff. So, like I said, just look at the history of the league last year. These are all next gen stats. Top 10 under center teams, 8 of them went to the playoffs. Bottom 10 under center teams, 9 of them didn't go. And I just don't think in this league you can win just playing exclusively in gun. I just think it's a recipe for disaster.
That's fascinating.
Fascinating numbers. And it was actually one of the big selling points leading into the draft. We kept hearing about a local quarterback in Ty Simpson is how much he was under center and had no problem turning his back to the defense. It was such a selling point. I want to ask you, next 5 years, do you think the NFL expands again with more franchises? And do you think any of those are outside the borders of the United States? Just your gut feeling being around the league forever. 5 years, is there an expansion again in any outside the U.S.?
I think you could see expansion again. I don't think you'll see a team in London or a team outside the United States. I don't believe that will happen, but I can definitely see expansion. I mean, as you guys know, the league is all about making money.
Yep.
And I get that the biggest money-making expansion area is outside the United States. So they're going to continue to go outside the United States to play games and to do the things they do. But I don't think I don't think all of a sudden you're going to see a team in London. I just don't think the league is ready for that. I don't think any team wants to be none of the players want to be a part of that. And I don't think any team really wants to move outside the United States.
Yeah, I would imagine you as a player would have told the NFLPA, no, I don't want to be based in London or Berlin.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have mattered. It's the NFLPA. I mean, they just like, no, we're not doing it. Okay, what? We got to do it. Okay, never mind. We're going to do it, but we're not happy about it. I mean, listen, man, I was part of it, so I get it. Like I get, we just keep making ourselves less and less useful. I mean, like, you know what? We can't get more money. We can't get more. Hey, let's get less practice time. Let's take our mid-tier players and let's just remove them from the game. So I have so many issues with the way we do things, but it is what it is. And so whatever.
The New York Times let us know yesterday that a high-profile NFL reporter actually FaceTimed a NFL coach to get out of a ticket. What's the craziest thing you've ever done to get out of a ticket?
Nothing. I've had one ticket in my entire life.
Wow.
So, Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I've gotten pulled over a couple times where, the officer was like a fan and let me go. But I didn't FaceTime anybody, and I didn't show anybody my boobs or anything. So nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, who wants to see that?
No, I'm fat and pasty white.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've gotten one. I got one ticket, and so, but no, I've never. It is what it is. You get caught speeding, you got to pay the price.
I know we talked to you about wildlife in Alaska growing up last time you were on. The 40 days of night or the 40 days of day or whatever it is. Like, how difficult you seem like a guy that likes to sleep. Or enjoys his sleep when he gets it. Yeah. I'm not taking a shot. I'm just saying, like, we all enjoy sleep. But how do you do that when you've got 40 days of day? You've got sunlight 24 hours.
Yeah, that's farther up north, but yeah, I mean you'll be outside. I remember as a kid outside playing basketball. It'd be 11 o'clock at night, and we're having a full on dunk hoops game. Down at the grade school that I went to. So like that was it is what it is. Here's the thing about that. Like there's a high level of alcoholism and drug abuse. Because of the winter months. And people get depressed. I don't live that way. And plus, when you grow up that way, like it's just the way it was. So it never bothered me, It just time to go to bed. If it's light, I still if I nap during the day, I don't nap in my bedroom. I nap with the windows open. Like I nap with the light on. Like I don't like it to be dark. So I'm used to that. It just has never bothered me. I could live anywhere. I just am naturally happy that way. So I just don't care. But I know it's really tough for some people. But like I said, I grew up, that's the way the world was. I grew up there. It's just the way it worked. So I didn't know any different. So it never bothered me.
I would imagine, how many people do you think on Farmer's Almanac had that very description in their bio, fat and pasty white?
Probably on Farmer's Almanac, I would imagine quite a few.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many women in the Midwest would just click on Schlereth right there and say, fat and pasty white, sign me up?
Did you mean Farmer's Almanac or Farmer's Only? Farmer's Only?
Farmer's Only. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I bet
different publications.
I bet you're one of our few guests, though, that could do the 9 and 9 challenge. Our producer back there, Tyler, tried it a couple of weeks. Very embarrassing. He got 4 hot dogs and 4 beers down in 3 hours. Have you ever tried the 9 and 9 challenge? I bet you could smoke it in 2 hours.
I did not know. I did because when I did it once, the 9 hot dogs, but I don't drink. So I never did the beer thing, but I did the 9 hot dogs in 9 innings, and that was a cakewalk. But again, that was back when I was playing, and I was really fat back then. So it was great. I loved it, and so but I didn't do the beers, I think that would slow you down quite a bit.
It did, Tyler. Yes, I think it will. All right, the Stink of Truth podcast available everywhere you get this show, YouTube. All the podcast platforms. It is great football knowledge. At Stink of Truth Podcast on YouTube is where you find it. At Mark Schlereth on Twitter is where you follow him and support his work. He does great football content there that you guys will eat up. Stink, thank you very much for the time. Always good catching up with you.
You got it. Take care, guys.
All right, buddy. Take care. Mark Schlereth with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
A little developing news in the NFL. We'll get to one of those stories that people are talking about out there today. And a couple of other things after we remind you, our friends at roback.com, promo code TNR20 can hook you up with 20% discount. LT, you guys were talking about the great Roback pants when I walked in.
Bo was wearing them. They look great.
I think he just got them yesterday. Just got them shipped in. He used that code TNR20, get 20% back if you're a golfer out there. Not only the great golf pant that you can actually double up for work, but also the golf shorts, the shirts with all the different prints on them, the game day collection. If you're an Alabama fan, if you're an Auburn fan, they've got it. Go to roback.com. Very important. You put in that code TNR20. You'll get 20% back from our friends at Roback.
Hey, good news. If you are an NFL fan and a Falcons fan like Forrester is, this week they signed Kyle Pitts So they're pretty much keeping that entire young group together with the extensions in their contracts. It does seem like the Falcons are poised and ready for a special season or two now.
Kevin Stefanski, who was your coach of the year a few years ago with Cleveland, ultimately gets fired, is in such a better spot with this offense. And, we'll see whether it's Tua or Michael Penix. You've got to get consistent quarterback play, but you've got the weapons. Now, the thing that I'm sure this frustrates Forster is Kyle Pitts has still got all of the talent in the world. He seems like he can still play at that Florida level in 2020, but he disappears. And you just don't get Kyle Pitts week in, week out. Now, they're paying him, they're not necessarily going to give him Trey McBride money, but they're paying him a lot of money.
This is such a fascinating team this year, and I don't know what you guys feel like is the if you go 17 games, the game breakout between Tua and Penix. I don't know how you guys think that will fall. Just assuming they're both healthy. Let's just assume they're healthy. Which is a bad assumption on both parts, by the way.
And I know there's a different thought out there, but I'm going to assume that Tua is healthy. He gets a start and never looks back.
So you think 17 Tua, assuming Tua's healthy for 17 games.
And I think they're 10-7.
Okay. And you? Tua versus Penix, 17 games.
I feel like it's going to be Tua more. But the reports you keep hearing that even LT brought up that Penix is the guy. I just feel like when they get there, the game experience, the quick reads, I think it'll be Tua.
Yeah. We need to get Mike Johnson on. I think Mike would have a good grasp on that, our buddy from over in Atlanta, and talk about that, because I am fascinated by this Falcons team. I think they have got seemingly all the offensive tools, and I think Stefanski gets that Browns stain on him, for lack of a better term. Dude, the dude never had a quarterback. And even when they went and got him an elite quarterback, that quarterback screwed things up so bad in his personal life that Stefanski couldn't even play him.
Well, you saw Tua play at a high level. You guys get to the postseason, and unfortunately you go and play in like minus 10 degrees in Arrowhead against one of the greatest ever in Pat Mahomes. So, the deck was stacked. But, if you get that out of him this year with those weapons in Atlanta, who knows? You're playing indoors.
I agree. He plays a lot of games indoors in that division, 8 in his stadium. And or 8 or 9 in his stadium, and then 1 down in the Superdome. So, he's going to get half his season indoors. So that is to me, if it's Tua, that's the biggest advantage he's got, is the guy is so impacted, done away by elements and things like that. 8 games, 9 games indoors, that's such a huge advantage for him.
The other story is from yesterday. Joey Bosa is likely deciding to retire at age 30. Thoughts on Bosa's career and walking away at age 30?
Leaving a lot. I mean, the injuries, both the Bosa brothers. Without the injuries, though, Joey, I think Nick probably better, though. And, in a better situation with San Francisco. But Joey had a hell of a career. Their father played with our man Bob Baumhauer. So a great football family. Just seems like there's a lot of meat left on the bone.
Yeah, age 30, so young to walk away from the game. And he's a free agent, but I guess nobody's going to sign him. I think the 49ers were looking at him, but that was one of the headlines moving across one of our screens here in studio on Bosa likely playing his last snaps in the NFL. All right, trash is coming up on the other side. The show today being brought to you by our friends in the Next Round Store. Next Round Store. Just go check that out online, nextroundstore.com, nextroundstore.com, and get all the great T-shirts and hats and all of that, nextround.store, nextround.store, and you can get the wonderful gear. And if we're out right now, let us know which one you're looking at, and maybe we can get a reorder in pretty quickly. Nextround.store, nextround.store.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777. Or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champies is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champies for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champies Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champieschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
I was about to. Do you believe if you say something, you jinx yourself?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can't say certain things out loud.
You mean like Mark Schlereth saying, I've only had one speeding ticket, and he's about to drive home from his radio studio?
And you guys were just now talking golf balls, and I was about to say, I rarely lose a golf ball anymore.
Oh, Jim, don't do that to yourself. When you playing again?
Wow.
And so now it's like, well, I don't hit it as far as Brown does, so I just never.
I probably, if I played a full round, would lose 8 to 10 balls.
I take great pride in finishing the round with the ball you start with. I do enjoy doing that.
Now, when you go back out,
you've always got an eye on the balls.
Easy. What?
So if you play 18 rounds with that ball and you start the next round the next day or whenever, do you use a new ball?
Most people would tell you not to. Probably, I would start with a new one. Yeah. I mean, once you've played 18
so what do you
holes
do with that ball?
I throw it in the side of my bag, and like sometimes if I'm just out messing around and I hit a bad shot and I'm like, crap, I'll grab it instead of using a new ball. Use that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I'm just out practicing or whatever and just are goofing off and I hit a bad shot that I want to hit again, I'll just throw that ball down.
So 18 holes and you're done.
Or I recently gave this away, but I have a 5-gallon bucket in my basement, and when I play a ball till you really can't play it anymore, I'll throw it in that bucket. I didn't know what I was ever going to do with them, but the 5-gallon bucket had filled up. And
that's a humble brag, by the way.
What is?
That you play with the ball so much that you can just throw it in a bucket?
Well, I mean, at some point they're done. Like, I mean, you do the same thing with baseballs, like when you play baseball, right?
Yeah, but you're not going to lose baseballs. Like, I mean, even good golfers, I would think, would lose a ball in a round.
I mean, I lose a ball. I'm not saying I don't ever lose it, but I'm saying in the event, like sometimes it hits the cart path and it gets scuffed. So you got to take it out of play at that point. You can't play with a scuffed ball. And so I'll throw it in the side of my bag and I'll throw it in that 5-gallon bucket. Well, I feel
we play a different game. I play with a scuff ball all the time.
That's going to affect your flight. So I filled that 5-gallon bucket and I gave it away.
Yeah.
I
don't a charity for a while.
Well, that's what I did. And I mean, I thought I was going to get another humble brag that I gave it to charity, so I left that part out.
You've already told us that story before.
Oh, yeah.
That you had filled up a bag and gave it to kids in Africa, was it?
No, that was a different story.
He sent clean water over there.
That was a different story. So it was.
He sold the balls and built a freshwater well in the Sudan.
I can't tell that story without potentially rolling someone under the bus, so I have to be vague. But there was a connection to another country through the golf community. And that connection said, I'm from this other country, so I send, golf balls back for the kids of that country. And I was like, I'll help you out. I got tons of golf balls at the house. So I filled a box of them up. I poured some of that 5-gallon bucket in a box. It took the box back, and the person had been fired because they were stealing from their organization.
Oh, no.
By the time I could get back with a box of golf balls, that person had been fired. I don't even know what happened to them. Perhaps went back to their home country. I don't know. So I was like, well, I got a box of golf balls for him. And they're like, well, he ain't going to be back. So you take those somewhere else.
One thing to get to before we get to trash, brought to you today by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. Those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, champyschicken.com. Great way to start off. 3 of them and some slaw is a great appetizer. Then you get your main meal. Those hand-cut chicken fingers are huge. It's all great for watching sports or going by the pool or the lake all summer long. It's right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster, champyschicken.com. A Football Life on NFL Network on TV number 5 over here, Steve Young today. And it showed when Steve Young chose not to go to the NFL but to the USFL, that his contract with the LA Express, by the way, that won the USFL championship with Steve Young, was $40 million. And that doesn't sound like a lot now, but back then that made him the highest paid American athlete at $40 million. Magic Johnson was second at $25 million. So Steve Young, by $15 million, was the highest paid American athlete when he did that with the USFL.
Overrated or underrated for Steve Young in his career?
I think in a lot of ways underrated because I think – so I'm going to use a comparison here. We talk about Kalen DeBoer. Most people get compared to their peers. He gets compared to Nick Saban.
That's right.
Steve Young got compared to Joe Montana.
Great comparison.
Yeah, I mean, I think when Steve Young played, Montana was still at some point in the league. He was with the Kansas City Chiefs then. I think Steve Young was the best quarterback in the NFL for a minute, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I say that is because, it was San Francisco and that organization when he was playing. Now, you had to go through Green Bay and Dallas, and Steve Young was a great quarterback, very deserving Hall of Famer. But, was Joe Montana the better quarterback? Yes.
He was better than Steve Young, but there again, not when Steve Young was playing, he wasn't. There was a reason Joe Montana was in Kansas City and Steve Young was the starter for George Seifert.
But remember, even Steve Bono or whatever, Bono, I guess, was winning games.
He was. No, that was a system that was very player-friendly.
I think Steve Young would be better in today's system where they want the quarterback to run more.
I agree.
Yeah. He, his jersey number 8 retired at BYU. He was 2-time WAC Player of the Year. He was an All-American. He was a first overall draft pick in the NFL by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But he didn't go to Tampa Bay first. He went to L.A. and played there 2 years where he won a USFL championship. Then he went to Tampa very short before he ended up with the 49ers in 1987. But $40 million.
When you said that number, I thought that was pretty crazy for that time.
Oh, it was insane. I was going to see if I could see what it is. Professional football. Young was selected by the USFL Los Angeles Express in the first round, 11th overall pick in the USFL, first overall pick in the NFL.
And he went to the USFL.
And
that's who paid him the $40 million? Is that what you said?
Yep.
I thought they ended up paying him $1. Was that nuts?
The Express offered an all-sports record 10-year, $40 million contract. So it was $4 million a year.
So as you remember it, and you may not remember this, President Trump owned the entire league, teams and everything. They did not have individual owners, so that was Donald Trump at the time. He wasn't president, obviously, but Donald Trump, businessman, offered him that kind of money. Did Steve Young?
No, he owned the New Jersey Generals.
So he didn't own the whole league? I thought he owned the whole league.
No.
Who owned the whole league?
Different owners. It was just like the NFL. You bought franchises.
Well, how was it that he was Donald Trump then. How was it that Donald Trump was so instrumental in getting them to go head-to-head with the NFL if he only owned one franchise?
The owners to...
Yeah, they call him a major owner. He buy only the Generals.
I thought he owned the whole league.
No, he convinced them to sit out a year and move it to a fall season to go head-to-head and with the NFL and sue them in the process on the monopoly, because Trump's plan was to get he had tried to get an NFL franchise,
right?
And the NFL owners would not award him an expansion franchise, and so he was going to force, like the AFL NFL merger, he was going to force, by playing in the fall, a USFL NFL merger.
Yeah, and that's when they found the NFL guilty of monopolizing the league. And that was the $1 I was talking about.
They awarded him $1. Yeah.
Do you think, and you'll never know this, but if he was awarded an NFL franchise, do you think he would have ever run for president? I mean, you think about...
Probably not.
I know. I don't think he would have either. You think about decisions that change world history.
Because you don't go bankrupt.
Not owning an NFL franchise.
In the NFL franchise.
Well, look, and I think a lot of I think Donald Trump loves our country, but I think he loves himself. And he's
there's
got
no doubt he loves
massive
himself.
ego.
Yeah.
So if he could have been a Jerry Jones-like... that is always kind of in the news and stuff, probably not.
Why run for president?
It just depends on how much, pub he would have gotten.
Yeah, business decisions, though. Young was convinced and signed with the Express in March of 1984 instead of going to the NFL. He agreed to take his payments in the form of an annuity paid out over 40 years to help the fledgling team. Turns out that league wasn't around very long.
Yeah, turns out that was a bad decision.
Yep. He ended up getting $5.8 million of the LA Express money.
Of the $40 million he was guaranteed, huh?
Yeah.
More than I thought he would have gotten.
Yeah. There's nobody in the current UFL that'll make $5.8 million.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Nowhere close.
But for those that don't remember, Jim Kelly went to that league first. Ended up being a Hall of Famer.
Warren
Bobby
Moon.
Hebert was
Reggie
there.
White.
Warren Moon.
Herschel Walker.
I don't know if Moon played in USFL.
I
know he
thought
played.
played
CFL.
That's right. My apologies. Yeah.
Yeah, Reggie White was probably the best to come through it.
Memphis Showboats, Reggie White. Unbelievable.
That's remarkable that they could get that kind of talent then,
Yeah.
and the league still wouldn't make it.
Again, it shows you everybody's chasing dollars, just
Yeah.
like they are now in NIL.
Well, that's how little the NFL was paying back then. The USFL could outspend the NFL and change the NFL to have to spend more money.
That's why Texas Tech can outspend Alabama.
That's
why
right.
some of the
It'll
guys are
force
going to
Alabama to spend more money.
Yeah, until you force them to spend more. I guess it's to trash today, brought to you in part by our friends at Hemp Hill.
205-229-2090. Again, never ideal when something breaks down at your home or business, whether it's the plumbing, heating, or cooling. At least you've got guys you can trust in Hemp Hill Services. Do a fantastic job. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot. I understand.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We start first, a Reddit post showing Aldi selling boxes of frozen ice cubes for $4.99 has gone viral, leaving shoppers wondering whether the product is genius or completely unnecessary. I've never been in as an Aldi.
This is not just a mold for the...
Nope, this is 4 individual ice cubes.
Oh, so this is for your bourbon.
For your bourbon. Well, you can just buy a mold, and your freezer will literally do it for you, by the way. You don't have to go to Aldi. And I mean...
But, I mean, I guess if you're, heading to the lake and you're going to be drinking bourbon and you
Maybe.
stop in to grab something, I don't think there's probably a big market for this, but who knows?
But how quick do you have to get it home?
That's right.
Yeah.
I think, as someone who shops at Aldi, I don't think the average Aldi shopper is also getting special ice cubes for their bourbon.
Okay.
You don't think they just drink it on the stuff out of the
do you
fridge?
guys ever buy bags of ice?
You're trying to get food for cheap, but it's quality.
I buy bags of ice only if you've got a party, but there are places you can go to get the pellet ice, which is the best version of ice. So, I'll buy those.
But I still just randomly in a Publix on weekends, I'll always buy a bag of ice on a Saturday or Sunday because, playing pool golf out there. And the first thing I will do, I mean, it's got a hold for a little bit.
Yeah. I This is an interesting business model here, but $5 for ice cubes, you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to make a lot of money
shared
on
the Aldi subreddit featured boxes labeled crystal clear frozen ice cubes sitting in a freezer section alongside frozen treats. Each box contains the 1.8-inch ice cube and advertises ultra pure and slow melting ice. Now, people are all over this. Many shoppers defended the product, saying it targets people who are looking for large, slow-melting cubes for bourbon, whiskey, and mixed drinks.
There again, I don't think those molds are very expensive for the.
It's literally a
piece of rubber,
plastic circle or square.
Yeah, I mean they're not that expensive. Probably, if I had to guess, Jim, you could get the actual mold for $4.99.
I had for a while, and I just completely go neat all the time now. But I had the metal balls. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen those before.
Well, you had to replace the one Brown has.
Yeah. But they went into the drink. You kept them in the freezer, and then you would just put them in the
Did it not give it a
machine.
strange taste? A metallic
taste?
No,
not really.
I would have thought so.
I always used to complain because I've got 2 ball molds at the
bet
house.
you do, yeah.
Maggie keeps them.
And does Brown peek at them?
And I would get upset because if I on a football Saturday, if I drank 2 bourbons with 2 different ice cubes, different times of the day, then I would have to wait to redo it. And then I was at my friend Philip's house, and he does the molds and then throws them into a freezer bag. And so he's got a Ziploc bag of a bunch of bourbon ice balls sitting in there. So you've got, he's got 20.
Yeah, but don't they freeze together? Did you just, or did you put it in an individual bag?
No, these were all in one big bag. I guess
would
there
think
could
they
be
would
some freezing.
freeze together if you don't keep them separated.
And once they crack, they just...
Yeah, it's just not the same once it cracks, is it?
Yeah.
A woman caught on video emptying a public trash can on the street, then stealing it to the New York Knicks championship parade was, believe it or not, a director at J.P. Morgan Chase. She was fired Tuesday over the incident. You guys remember, I think we had this on Monday's Trash.
Yeah. I thought she'd be arrested, but she ended up getting fired.
Can't always judge a book by its cover. I wouldn't have said this is a director at JP Morgan, but this is Angie Baez, 40 years old, promoted to Executive Director of Community and Industry Engagement for Card and Connected Commerce at JP Morgan.
That is quite the business card.
More than a year ago. This according to her LinkedIn profile. Now, she previously served as Executive Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at the New York-based review website, The Infatuation, which Chase acquired as part of its broader push. But once the clip went viral, they decided to get rid of her.
What do you imagine her salary is in that position there?
I mean, it's in New York City.
Whatever this trash can costs.
Yeah.
In New York City, it's easily 6 figures. It's how high of a 6-figure.
Yeah, I mean, she's Executive Director, Community and Industry Engagement. I would say that she's making right at 100.
Oh, I bet it's more than that.
It sounds like a fake position.
Yeah,
it really does.
I'm going to say 100.
She
it's
says,
like, you've got it. You've got this executive
I'm sorry,
position.
they're not paying her more than 100
She
grand.
sounds like
unless she's just incredible at her job, and if she was, she would have escaped this and still kept her job.
Executive what?
Executive Director
of Community Engagement or something.
Of Community and Industry Engagement for Card and Connected Commerce.
God, what a day.
Keep going. I'm going to
Sounding like
search this.
Daenerys Targaryen with all his titles.
She wanted to get fired just to get rid of that
What was
title.
the name of the company?
J.P. Morgan.
J.P. Morgan, pretty
Chase.
big company.
Yeah.
That's and she's obviously working at the home headquarters there in New York City.
Yeah, and I love this. I guarantee you she'll try to file some kind of major
there'll
lawsuit
be a
against
lawsuit,
them.
yeah.
And all you got to do is show this video. And if I'm on that jury, you ain't getting a dime.
And then don't forget, we also have the still photo of her on the subway with same trash can smiling.
Now, it's New York money, but the computer says $170,000 to $230,000 a year.
Well, my point is,
I think they probably got her on the cheap. I would say more in the 100 to 150, but
probably more than you should give up to steal a trash can and dump its contents on a city street.
When you could buy one of these trash cans for $100.
As we
She
learned.
had to return the trash can.
So she loses her job and her trash can.
Yeah, the New York waste management, like the official government account.
Department of Sanitation.
Department of Sanitation. There we go. Tyler posted a picture that the garbage can has been returned to its original location.
I love not one person. Like, I would have to say something if I'm a New York native standing right there.
I know.
I think this is just another Wednesday in New York.
I mean, what is remarkable is if
you're right.
you'll notice all the trash that is already on the street.
Yeah, no, Brown, what's happened, there was another trash can right there.
Oh, you think
this
so?
has happened once already.
Yeah.
It's really sad because you look at different films in the 70s, and New York was a cesspool, and then it got cleaned up. Like Rudy Giuliani did a really good job with the city for a while. It's become a shithole again.
I can't imagine being so comfortable doing that you would just dump that much trash on the street. I mean, it's just...
No, we're judging that it's become a shithole again because of this one corner where she's literally
there's a lot
of stuff going on in New York.
I've seen the photos. There's a lot of trash on the street.
Such a fun place to go to, but
a lot of trash on the street.
What do you got there, Forster? Oh yeah,
the trash can return.
Oh, it's back. Yeah. Welcome home.
13-year-old Disneyland guest was evaluated at a local hospital after exiting a ride vehicle on Tiana's Bayou Adventure before the attraction had reached its conclusion.
Oh, my gosh.
No.
That is why you keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle.
Yeah, now, according to the Disneyland resort officials, the incident occurred June 21st when the guest climbed out of the log vehicle. Now, a cast member immediately stopped the ride after noticing the guest had exited the boat. After leaving the vehicle, the teen continued a long part of the attraction's path before being assisted by cast members. Multiple parkgoers said they witnessed the incident, shared accounts on Reddit, claiming they saw the boy slide down the ride's final drop after leaving the vehicle, according to Disneyland's website.
He was just getting scared knowing the drop was coming up and tried to get out?
Or he's just trying to, do something a little different.
Given he's 13, I imagine he's just screwing around.
50-foot drop. Now, as a precaution, teen was transported to a local hospital for evaluation and later released. The Anaheim Fire Department also responded to the incident. The Bayou Adventure is based on the 2009 animated film The Princess and the Frog.
I mean, of all the ones to fall out of, that one's going to be your best one. At least you get the cushion of the water on the way down.
Yeah, but you really don't. That water underneath it, because this is much like the Jurassic Park when I worked at Amazing Pictures. They've got that belt on it, so it's not like a smooth drop.
Yeah, it's not like a water slide.
No. And that water's only 6 to 8 inches deep.
But my point is, fall out of the Mount Everest ride, right?
Yeah, I think what y'all are saying is it's a slide at least to where
that's right.
To where it's not a 50-foot straight down drop. It's a sliding drop.
They're not falling down a...
Space Mountain would be bad.
Yeah, Space Mountain would be bad. A lot of them will be bad. That's probably the best one you could pick.
Hollywood, the towers. The
Tower of Terror.
If you get into an elevator shaft without an elevator, that one's going to hurt.
It's a small world, though.
No, you're okay on that one, probably.
You're all right.
Yeah, you get a little wet. That's it.
I bet somebody's lost a digit, maybe even an arm or a foot.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's drowned.
Oh, and it's a small world?
Yeah.
There's, you never know what you watch.
It's dark in there.
You never know what you watch is true, but there's an urban legend that this couple disappeared on it, and they don't know what happened. And they show, again, I assume all of this is AI, but they show security footage of them leaving in the boat, and then the same boat coming out without them in it, and they claim nobody ever found them. And they don't know how they got out.
Never heard this one.
Yeah.
Me either. I just
no
assumed they got
verified real-life couple has ever genuinely vanished on the It's a Small World ride at any Disney
That's
park.
exactly what they would tell you.
However, this query is likely referencing one of several popular urban legends, viral creepypastas, or notable ride malfunctions.
Yeah, see, I told you. It was an urban legend.
I assumed that couple got off to make out and then got back on it eventually or found a door to get out.
They were making out in Belize, and they didn't want to come all the way back up front, so they just went out the back door.
Yeah. But when you're making out, to hear It's a Small World after all is not a good thing.
Terrible ride. That song just plays on loop.
That's what she said.
It's very, 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 very creepy. Mother called the police on her 13-year-old daughter, claiming that she had stolen close to $50,000 from her to donate to influencers and streamers. Now, a lot of fans want to support their favorite streamers and creators in different ways. Some will watch every video or stream, commenting as they go, while others will put their hand in their pocket to donate or pay a monthly subscription fee. Now, in some cases, some creators have wealthy viewers who are more than happy to donate to them ever so often. Now, streamers will often warn viewers not to donate big amounts to them, with Asmongold even threatening to ban some of the donors. What is Asmongold?
He is a nasty-looking dude who.
Okay.
He went viral for cleaning his room because he hadn't done so in 6 years. And he also went viral for going to the dentist because his teeth were rotting.
Oh, God.
And every time he would drink water, he would taste the rot. And he'd be like, I don't drink water. It tastes terrible. which
Okay.
I think we should all
Sorry
know
I
by now.
asked.
It only tastes bad if your
mouth is
bad.
messed up.
Now,
Yeah.
over in Hong Kong, 13-year-old girl has landed herself in a little hot water after her mom claimed that she had stolen close to $50,000 from her without her knowing. Now, according to the Headline Daily, a local newspaper in Hong Kong, 13-year-old who is known only as Yao apparently stole the key to the safe from her mother's handbag on several occasions between April and June. As per the report, she took $48,500 from her parents so that she could donate it to influencers on Chinese social media.
The money kind of looks like coming to America money.
Hey, by the way, the parents pressed charges on their 13-year-old.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The 13-year-old was indeed arrested.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
And what country was this?
Hong Kong.
Yeah, I think they're pretty strict over there, too.
Yeah, probably. Probably get lashed.
Yeah.
All right, that is Trash Today. Tyler, tell us about the latest Next Reels that is out now. And I clicked on it last night. A lot of people commenting about the list this week.
Yeah, so we have a new episode of The Next Reel where LT and I talk our biggest movie blind spots, 5 movies that we haven't seen that will surprise you. And I definitely surprised LT with my choices.
Yes.
LT definitely surprised me with his. I think both our lists will offend the viewers because
Probably, yeah.
You would just assume we've seen all these.
Yeah, I've already gotten a couple of texts. It's out, right?
Yeah, it's out
okay,
now.
yeah. That's why I was wondering why I was getting those texts on number 1 on my list.
People are saying you missed a good one?
Yeah, they're just like, I can't believe you haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was a little surprised
Scott was
myself.
saying that's a movie, if he's flipping through the channels and it's on, he might just watch it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Dunaway didn't like it either, by the way. Don't give it away, but Dunaway didn't like it either.
All right, Forrester said he's seen it so much he can recite almost the entire movie.
What's the matter with you guys?
It's one of the more overhyped movies of all time.
Oh, you're ridiculous.
That's the way it seemed. Like when it was packaged, I was like, this just, I don't know. But again, I'm going to watch it. I think I've got to now.
Again, you're not going to.
I'll see it before you see Jurassic Park.
Yes, I would agree with that.
100%, yes.
Stand By Me is a better coming of age movie than the one you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. I haven't even seen
I would
the
agree
one
with that, Jim.
Yeah. The one where
And I thought that was overrated.
The one where the little boy is friends with the girl and he runs and gets stung by Yellow
My
Jackets
Girl with Macaulay Culkin
is better than the one Forrester
Oh,
was
no,
talking
no, no,
about.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no,
Right?
no.
Wow.
No chance.
Do you remember the little girl's name? Because she was in Veep.
Nope.
Anna Chomsky. Isn't that it?
No idea.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know the old boy that's in Veep that went to Sanford still lives here in Birmingham?
Oh, he
didn't know
moved
that.
back. Just moved back here.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
him. He was on.
Why would you
podcast
not
was-
if you can?
What podcast was he on?
Yeah, get the Veep money and then live in Birmingham with
Yeah, Veep
cost of living
money
here.
in L.A. probably ain't a lot of money.
The ginger comedian Andrew. I cannot say his last name.
Santino?
Yeah, Andrew Santino. He was on his podcast, and I saw a cut of it, and they were laughing about. Andrew Santino says, I graduated from Harvard of the West, Arizona State. Yeah. And he goes, funny, I graduated from Samford, and everybody thinks I said Stanford. Because I'm constantly having to correct them.
Last week when we talked about him moving back here home, he's part of Toy Story 5, and he was in Toy Story 4. I didn't know he was in 4. I had seen the story that he was in Toy Story 5, and then he was like, oh, he's in 4 as well. What character does he play?
He plays Forky, the fork.
Yeah.
So we did bring up he moved back
no,
last
we
week?
did not. That was
Yes.
Jim taking a shot. You
No,
did not bring up
absolutely.
that he
Yeah,
currently lives
I
in
don't think you
Birmingham.
did.
Absolutely, we did.
No.
I'll search the clips from last week.
Please do. Watch the whole show.
I remember we brought it up.
We brought up that he currently lives in Birmingham. Not that he was
He
from
was from
Sanford.
Birmingham.
He was from Birmingham, or he went to school in Birmingham.
I'm pretty sure Jim
No,
said he
pretty
moved.
sure. Okay, you're already backing off, sir.
Okay. Well, I know we talked about him being from Birmingham.
I don't know that he's
Him
from
moving-
Birmingham. He went to Sanford. Is he from
It's
here?
not that big a deal. I was just we'd recently talked about the guy, and a funny character on Veep, and I didn't know he's in Toy Story 4.
Funny character in Toy Story. One of the better new ones, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Forky?
Yeah, Forky.
But he's living back here.
That's what I'm told.
What's his name again? Tyler?
Tony Hale.
Tony Hale.
Tony Hale.
I will not forget that he's living back
Yeah,
here
yeah,
now.
we'll never forget it
I
now.
got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he's here now.
We need to get him in studio.
And he went to Samford, not Stanford.
Samford.
Yeah.
They always have the merch that says Sam, not
He
Stan.
brought that up too.
Yeah.
He goes, we even leaned into it. Sam, not Stan. Yeah.
I saw an episode of Veep the other night. I was flipping through and just stopped, and decided to watch that episode of Veep, and it was the one where he's having to fish through the garbage to find something for the vice president. Her garbage, something important got thrown out, so he's fishing through the garbage.
I've never watched that, but people tell me I'd enjoy it. That it's pretty funny.
Hilariously funny.
I've never watched it. I like Louis Dreyfus. I think she's very funny.
It's so good.
Yeah.
That's our show today. We're back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. The Conor O'Gara Show with me tomorrow at 8 a.m. Central Time. Live on this platform?
So,
this
platform. Yeah, this very platform. Real quick, his whole thing is get a story that you've never told on the show. He said, do you think Jim has one? I said, I don't know if he does or not. I said, but if he does not, have you ever heard his honeymoon story?
Yeah.
And he said, I have not. And he was very intrigued. So be prepared for that if you don't have one you've never told on the show.
Oh, I don't know what I've told on the show. It's been 17 years.
I know. It was tough for me to think of one.
20 years with Brown.
But be prepared to tell the honeymoon story. He seemed intrigued by the honeymoon story. He's never heard it.
I sort of retired that one. Hung that one in the rafters. I think you told me I'd said it too many times.
I don't think you could tell it too many times.
Well, I'll tell you, Connor texts me. I'll tell you what I said to Connor when he asked me about it.
What? A show or a story that Jim's never told?
Brown teased that Dunaway has a never been told on the air honeymoon story.
No,
I said that's Brown sarcasm. Dunaway has told that story no less than 1,000 times.
I think I said the opposite. Jim's told it on the air, but if you've not heard it, you need to hear it.
It sounds like some wires were crossed.
I was complimentary of it. I think it's a funny
every
story.
speaking engagement for about 12 years too.
Connor's never been.
Does Tony Hill live in Birmingham?
I think I heard that on this podcast, this Southern blog.
Yeah. Southern blog
that I follow.
Brooks, do us a graphic on where Tony Hill has lived.
Question of the day.
Is he related to Jimmy Hale?
The Mission.
Oh, could he be? Could
Maybe.
he be?
Never know.
Or Jamie Hale.
Jamie Hale. 3340.
Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.